Hello. How you doing?
Hello, is this Dazzle?
Yeah, it's Dazzle.
Yes, how you doing? I want to know if I can book a reading or if you're available for a reading.
Yes, always. What's on your mind?
Okay, so I think my baby father's sleeping with the girl next door.
What?
And yes, because she always looking at me funny. She never really speak. But every time I'm with him, it's like she speak and be giggly, like doing this like a side eye thing. I think it's like a woman's intuition thing. He say I'm tripping, but I know I'm not. He don't do nothing for me, nothing for my kids. And the other day, I found like a Gucci receipt in his armrest, and just coincidentally, she had like some
Alright, we're
Gucci
gonna
shoes.
figure. Hello, everybody. It's your girl Dazzle, and I'm back for another live tarot reading. So please like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hit that notification bell so you can be notified of when I upload and when I go live. And if you would like to book a private reading, all you have to do is go into the description box down there. So I'm gonna let y'all see me. Hello. And if you guys miss anything, you guys can always do like a replay or, catch up. But anyway, let me tell y'all. So, first of all, I got some new, oracle cards. And I would like to show you guys my oracle deck, right? Before I start anything. And mind you, I'm on my back porch. So if y'all hear all this crazy stuff, it's because I'm on my back porch. I'm outside, okay? I'm outside. But yeah, so I just got these decks and from Amazon. And I'm going to be unboxing them first. While people are getting in the room, I'll be unboxing this, and then we're going to start talking about what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about Kanye West and his homosexual incest confession in his rap song Cousin. We're going to be talking about Angie Stone's sector, because they're trying to make a new sector, a conspiracy sector, because you have people out here who believe it was foul play involved in the industry with Angie Stone's death, because before Angie Stone died, she was talking about her music and money being stolen and things like that. Oh, they must be out here tonight, y'all. I'm trying to open it up with a knife. So yeah, so you have concerned people who love Angie Stone. Ooh, girl, what the hell is going on out here tonight? Mind you, in my back is nothing but woods, right? But the front, you see the city. The back, you see nothing but woods, right? So you would never think I lived in the city, right? You would think I live in the backwoods somewhere, right? But anyway, so they're trying to create a sector for Angie Stone conspiracy, whatever. And it's been getting kind of messy because they allowed Jaguar Wright to be in there. So we're going to be talking about that, right? And who's really there for Angie Stone, and is it just grifters, right? And then you have Shannon Sharpe, Uncle Shay Shay. We want to know is it a such thing as being too freaky? Is being freaky a problem? Because he's getting a lot of slack for being freaky. And then how young is too young? Because he's getting a lot of slack for this woman being 19, 20, 21, 22. So we're going to read on that too, y'all. But look, girl, I got to show you these new Oracle decks that I got from Amazon. So here's the Amazon box. And basically, this is big. I got the Archetypes deck, right? I got this one. Right? I did not think it was going to be that big. I thought it was going to be smaller. So it must be more things in here. And mind you, I'm going to be using these decks to do the reading. Right? That's why I'm opening up in front of y'all. Then I also have, mind you, that's the Archetype deck of guidance. That's what it's called. Then I have this deck right here called The Journey. And I think it's the sister deck of this deck that I have, Sign of the Times, right? So this one's kind of big too. So I got this from Amazon again. Mind you, these things are like $16, $17, $18, whatever, right? So I got this one, and I'm going to open them up and show y'all too. And then I have the Love and Money Oracle deck, okay? I like the packaging. First of all, the Journey Oracle deck didn't come like packaged like this. I think it's cute. And this one is like a comic book theme one. So I have that one. And then I got the Modern Life Oracle cards, right? So for real, the picture on the front is what sold me. Is this right here, right? So I think I'm gonna like this one just based on the picture, right? But who knows? But I think I might like the comic book inspired one better. And then I have True Emotions Oracle cards, right? They're True Emotions. And then I got True Crime Oracle cards. And this is the True Crime one, okay? Now, mind you, all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those ran me by like $122 on Amazon, right? And then before then, I didn't even get to show y'all this, but I ended up getting this Oracle deck called Haters Expose Evil Eye Oracle cards. I ended up getting this one too. I actually gave my cousin, the one that was on my live the last time, I gave her the Signs of the Times Oracle deck because she really liked it. So I ended up buying this deck again for myself. Okay, so I got that one. And mind you, I'm going to tell y'all something. So I've been studying palm reading. So I decided to get like a palm reading for like beginners. So I ended up getting the palmistry hand kit, right? And it's a cool thing because I already opened it up. But since I've been working a lot, I haven't really got to work with it. But I am going to be doing so. And this one, I got to open it up and show y'all. So this one comes with like the little palmistry pamphlet. And it really just show you like key stuff as far as your palms, like your primary lines, like event markings and stuff, and heart line and fate line, things like that. And it does come with this actual palm that shows all this, right? Hopefully y'all see it. It's wrapped in the paper. But I'm gonna show y'all some stuff though, because when I get a hang of it, I'm really gonna start like doing palm readings on my lives, right? And that'll be cool. So let me see something. Because, you know, my ultimate goal is when I turn like 60, 70, whatever, and retire, I want to open up a psychic shop, like a business, like a house. And I've seen certain people with like houses and stuff, and they turned it into a business, and they have like the palm, and they'll have like palm reading and psychic readings and stuff like that. I want to be the old bitch with the crystal ball, ho. Hey, Tweety. Hey, boo. How are you? I want to be the old bitch with the crystal ball. So when I retire, I'm going full all into my shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to do. So I'm going to be using, I guess, I'm going to open this up first. Because I told y'all I'm going to be using these oracle cards to answer these questions, right? What we talking about tonight, girl? Oh, I was just saying we're going to be talking about Kanye West in his song Cousin, where he admits to homosexual incest with his cousin. You know, he said he was sucking his cousin's thing until he was like 14. So they was playing house, male on male house, and both of them was the daddy. Okay, so we're gonna talk about that, and we're gonna do a reading on that. We're gonna do a reading on Shannon Sharpe again, Uncle Shay, because some more stuff came out, right? And what I liked was I didn't actually say if he was gonna lose stuff, but I talked about it. He said, "What you think about that?" Okay, about Kanye West stuff, girl, we're gonna get on it. I'm trying to save it. I'm trying to get through the pleasantries and show y'all my little stuff and stuff. But I'm about to tell you. Yeah. So with Shannon, I didn't read on if he was gonna lose endorsements or whatever, or more so, I just know this girl was lying or whatever about it being what she thought it was. I think they were both kids, but when do you cut off being a minor? Girl. Okay, we might as well talk about it. Let's start there. Okay? Let's start there. We can start at Kanye. So let me do this. I'm about to go ahead and do this. We're going to start with Kanye West, right? And I'm going to do an article from the NDTV movies, right? Website. Okay. So, Kanye West. Let me go ahead and put my little avatar up because I'm going to be all talking and talking, Let me put my avatar. There we go. Or just keep your eyes on the chat. Okay, let me see. You might have to drop the link because I like to talk. Girl, yes. That's what we can do. I'm about to invite you. And we can talk. I don't mind inviting nobody. Who can jump on my chat? Anybody? Anybody, baby. Here got a string y'all link if you want to come on. We could chat, girl. We could chat. But yeah, I'm going to talk about it. Right, I'm going to see if you come on, if you have time. So the incestuous relationship with cousin showed him dirty magazines when he was 6. The controversial artist made these revelations while promoting a new track titled Cousin. And then they got Kanye West's face looking stupid. Okay, rapper Kanye West, also known as Ye, has sparked widespread reaction after sharing deeply personal and disturbing claims about his childhood on social media. The controversial artist made these revelations while promoting a new track titled Cousin. In a post on his X, formerly known as Twitter. Why does it have to be some Prince shit? Okay, girl, you at? Hey, girl. Hey, girl, hey. Ooh. You can hear me?
Yes. Okay, good. We on.
Hey, girl, hey. How you doing?
This is my first time hitting your link. I've been in your chat for years, but it's my first time dropping your link.
Girl. Well, it's good to hear from you. It's good to see who I'm talking to. I love and appreciate my folks.
Yeah. This is cool. I'm happy it's just us. Whoever hit the link they can or replay and all that. But yeah, okay. So this is what I was. Did you want to talk or did I? Anyway, I'm gonna listen.
But look, yeah, because I was going to tell him the little article, so I ain't lying on what they said, on what he said and shit. Right? Okay. I gotta tell him what he said. So the song is called. Let me get back into my. This song is called Cousins, about my cousin that's locked up in jail for life for killing a pregnant lady a few years after I told him we wouldn't look at dirty magazines together anymore. First of all, why he say that so conveniently? Why he say that like with ease? Yeah, he's locked up from killing the pregnant lady.
And is he correlating that to the molestation, or I don't even know what
Oh
is
yes,
that?
yes, yes,
I don't know
yes,
what sexual encounter. I don't know what word to use.
yes. He's saying
I don't like saying molestation because honestly, in my head, is that okay to say on your channel, or you don't like
girl,
certain
I am
words?
not monetized, girl.
Okay. Oh, okay. So I don't like when people say
Tweety,
can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay. But did you hear what I said about the molestation? Why I don't like
I
that word?
thought that I don't like it when they use that word because, and then I didn't hear the rest.
Okay, I don't because in up until a few years ago, I really thought molestation was like fondling. Like when people say molestation in my head, I just take it as like touching on somebody, or for whatever reason, I didn't take it as rape and sex. Because molestation just sounds like you're bothering somebody. You know what I mean? Like in Spanish, bothering is molestar, like you're bothering me. So that's how I take it. And then once I realized, I was like, this is full on rape with
Well,
like
I'm
little
actually a
children.
little ignorant to the Spanish term molestar. So
Oh,
you just
okay,
told me something new, girl. So next time
okay.
somebody bother me, I'm gonna be like, "You're molesting me."
Yeah. But that's how I remembered the word because it sounds like, to molest or whatever. But molestar in Spanish is just, you're annoying me. It's not like rape or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? So, girl, my mind, I'm sorry, because my mind is always three or four things at a time. And so even the thing for the minor, like being a kid, they'll call it molestation. But when you're an adult, they call it rape. So when does it change? Like, I don't understand that. Rape is rape no matter how old you are. It makes it sound innocent when you say, oh, I was molested or whatever. No, it's saying I was raped is a lot more powerful and effective than saying molested to me in my head. Because I really was like drawing a line that this is a child and this is an adult. And, you're just touching on them. You didn't really like penetrate them or do something. But molestation is rape. Anyway.
Touche, I concur. Right? They make it sound more dainty when you say
Yeah,
molestation.
there you go.
You
It
know,
takes the sting out of it. Yeah.
it's the same as when you say cock
You
and
right,
dick.
right, right, right.
But nah, see, for me and a lot of people, sometimes I feel like they have a hard time coming to terms with certain stuff because we live in a culture that, is politically correct and, is
Yeah,
victim and perpetrator, right? So
right,
since
right.
we're here, if I feel like both you guys are minors and he said he did it up until 14, that means that if it started when his cousin was 6, how old was he? Is his cousin the same
Girl,
age as
that's
him?
exactly what I was. Because he
So
never said how old he was when he started.
basically, so it's a lot of context being left out. So someone can assume, if we're just going to take an educated guess, that both of them is around the same age, and he was actually in his house, looking through stuff he wasn't supposed to be looking through. And
Right,
when he found like this secret treasure,
right.
eventually, you got to share it because you're a kid, and so
Yeah,
you want your favorite cousin to see it too.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So he most likely shared it with his favorite cousin, or if not his favorite, the cousin that be over. And,
yeah.
he wanted to act upon it because a lot of that stuff, when you're that age, you get very curious. And then after you get curious, you're like, well, I want
Let's
to
try it.
see, let's
Yeah,
try it. But see, I can't do it
yeah.
with I can't tell my mom or dad, was a
Right.
secret. So
Right.
now we're sharing this secret, and now we're trying things not knowing what they are technically or what that means.
Right.
So for me, honestly, for me, I don't think that they even thought it was gay.
I don't know.
The reason why I don't think they thought it was gay or straight is because I'll give you an example.
Okay. Okay.
I'm very open, right?
Okay.
So I
Okay.
can tell you. When I was younger, see, I was one of the youngest ones, but I lived with my grandparents, right? And my
Uh-huh.
mom and my cousin, my sister, my brother, we all was living in grandma's house, right?
Okay. Okay.
So the older kids would hide in my grandma's room, my grandma and granddad room, right? And this
Okay.
is when VHSs was out. So it's old.
Yes. 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 Yes.
So they would close the door. So me,
Yes.
I want to know what's going on. Because why am I being left out?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
mind you,
Yeah.
I'm the youngest, so I'm like, well, I
Natural.
want to
I
know what's going
understand.
I want to know what's going on. So I would beg like for days. They would be doing this for days, and I'll be knocking on
Yeah.
the door, knocking on the door. And then I said, you know what? I'm gonna tell that y'all are in this room with the door locked, and y'all won't let me in. I'm gonna
Yeah.
tell. So then they bust open the door and dragged me and
Right.
told me
Right.
you better not say nothing.
Right. 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 Right.
Whole time they found my grandfather's dirty movies, the old ones, the real
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
old
Yeah.
ones.
Yeah. Yeah. With the elevator music.
Yeah, with the bitch with the mustache.
Full
It was back
book. Yeah,
then
girl. Back in the
when the
70s.
girl, when the lady got gold jewelry on and one of them cute haircuts,
Yeah. Yeah.
when their hair was cut short, but the whole time it's like those small rollers,
Yeah.
hot rollers,
Yeah.
the small joint. And then she was big and she had the little mustache. And I remember that, and she had like gold chains, gold ankle bracelets, whatever, and she was
Uh-huh.
getting it in.
Not getting it in.
Yeah. So I was like, my eyes got big. I was like, what the hell? And they were all like looking, and they was
Uh-huh.
like, you can't tell nobody. And I was like, what? So I understand when it is like getting exposed.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And then the second time, right? Ooh, she dropped. Okay, so hopefully she come back up. She dropped by accident. So basically, the second time we were watching Girl on Girl, right? And I didn't even know that two girls can do that, and I didn't think it was gay because I didn't really think about being gay or straight, like because I didn't know what sex was. So so when I'm looking at that, I didn't see that as gay or straight. So hold on, wait. You back. Okay, Tweety, you back.
Yeah. I'm sorry about that. I hit
Yeah.
something. I don't know what I hit. I hit something, but I've been hearing you the whole time. Go on.
Yeah, but I didn't see it as gay or straight when I seen the two girls, and mind you, they had the metal, not the metal, but it looked like a thick. It was basically it wasn't like the plastic dildo. It was one of those like vibrator joints, and it was black, and it was plastic, but not like a dildo. Like, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. 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 I do. But okay.
Yeah.
So
So I didn't
how
know.
old were you? How
Huh?
old were you at that time?
I had to have been in like first or second grade, but see, I was
So, okay, so that's like 6 or 7. Yeah, you wouldn't know anything about that. Well, you
yeah. So
shouldn't. You shouldn't
I'm
know
like,
anything about that. Let me say that.
I was just looking like, oh my god, oh my god.
But the thing about that is I can relate to that because me and my cousins did the same thing, same exact thing. My uncle had the videos, girl, the beta VHS, the little small one, girl. So,
Oh
girl,
God.
that's how old it was, a long time ago. But we used to watch them too. We used to watch them too. But I don't think at that age I might have been like, let's say, anywhere from 7 to 9, like somewhere in between there. So, I don't know if that's the things that kids do nowadays. They just have it on their phone. So I really, you know what I mean. So I don't know.
Yeah, so honestly, it is a difference now because the VHS thing, you had to stumble upon it.
Right, right,
You know, with the phone, I feel like they're actively looking for it.
right. Honestly, yeah. But it's so accessible. Like it's easy access. Basically, is this what it is? It's just easy
Yeah.
access. But going back to the Kanye thing, now his cousin is 6 years old. We don't know how old he was, so we don't know excuse me, the duration of time. We just know he stopped when he was 14. So is 12 like a cutoff for what you're doing is wrong, or is it 13?
Honestly speaking, for real, I'm not gonna lie to you. I knew. Now, if we just talking about what's wrong or right, I knew what we were doing was wrong when I couldn't tell nobody.
Right, right,
I had
right,
enough sense to know that, right?
right.
And I had enough sense to know that we might get in trouble.
Okay, okay, okay. Yes, yes.
So I
Because it
knew,
was a easy thing to do. Yeah, because you're being private about it. So okay,
yeah.
okay,
Because,
okay.
like I told you, the key thing was the only reason why I got in the room because I told them I was
Yeah,
going
because they
to
locked you out. Yeah. So,
tell.
okay. Okay. So are you relating that to the 6-year-old thinking it was
So
wrong? Or?
what I'm relating is I feel like they kind of already knew it was wrong, but
Okay.
they didn't realize how big of a wrong it was until
Okay.
they got into that age. But see, gradually you know it's wrong. So when you sucking peen at 12, you like it.
I don't see that part. I don't know. I don't know.
Because
Okay, well let me put this disclaimer out there. I haven't personally been like molested or raped or touched on or anything like that. But being a 12-year-old and having that type of sensation, let's say I'm getting sucked off. If I was a little boy, I'm getting sucked off. I'm gonna like it. You know what I mean? So that's what I've heard with people that have been abused. Like the whole confusion and confliction of it all when you know it's bad, but it feels good. Morally wrong, but physically good.
no, see, I think it was their little dirty little secret, and they liked it the whole time. They just couldn't tell nobody because you
I
did
don't
it
know
for a
because
long time.
the 6-year-old just makes it a 6-year-old, a 6-year-old. You know what I'm saying? A 6-year-old?
Yeah, but
Nah.
hypothetically, because he didn't put context in it, they could have
Yeah,
both been six,
exactly. Exactly. That's true.
right? So if they were doing it, and hypothetically, if they were doing it when they were 6 all the way to 14, they liked it.
I don't know. I'm not gonna say that. I don't know. I just can't say that. I just
And
can't.
then puberty hits. I'm just saying they were expert. To me, I feel like if they were both hypothetically the same age,
Oh, okay. Hypothetically, they both started at 6 years old.
yeah, and they were touching on each other,
Uh-huh.
experimenting, because technically you're experimenting with each
Yeah,
other's
that's
body,
true. Okay. And that's where the minor thing comes in at too. I've heard that be explained as well. But
yeah.
the lady that was saying like it's really innocent, and but her little boundary thing was like 10 years old. Like 11, 12, 13, you're a bit grown, but 10, 9, 8, 7, you're young. So that's why I was like, well, where do you cut off? We're experimenting opposed to you're my abuser.
Well,
You know what I'm
technically,
saying?
you know what's going on. I mean, even at like 10, you know what's going on.
I think at 10, you know what's going on. I think
Yeah.
at 10.
So for me, I feel like when it started, I feel like they didn't quite understand. But then you got to think about as you get older, you're around your friends at school and they make little jokes and stuff like suck my D. You know, those kids be like suck my D and all types of stuff.
Yeah.
So, and then, you got to think about puberty too. And pre-puberty, when you're getting close to puberty, you are having wet dreams and stuff. As a little boy, you are having hard-ons in the morning and stuff like that. And,
So that's what you might be looking at to go to your cousin. You know what I mean? Like once you at that wet dream stage, shit. I don't know.
So I think that after a while, I think they became horny little boys. And mind you, they may not have been gay. That's the sad part. I don't think
I don't think that makes you gay either. I really don't. I don't. Anyway, I don't even think that makes you gay as an adult. Like depending on what your lifestyle is. Mm-hmm. If you experiencing and you're trying something, you're just trying it. So it is what it is. But for men, it's a different thing. Women can go off to college, have a lesbian experience, and it's like, oh, you're cool. Men, if they go out there and do that, then they're gay. But
they're gay forever. Like, but I kind of think that you kind of explore with the people that's close to you.
Right, that's true.
So I think they were exploring. They got into something they necessarily wasn't supposed to get into, and they start acting out, exploring each other's bodies. And when you don't have, and see, that's another thing. If you don't have conversations with your kids at early ages, then they tend to try to figure it out on their own.
And my daddy told me years ago, you are all here trying to get advice from your friends. They don't know more than what you know. So how you gonna get advice?
Yeah, so they both trying to figure it out, right?
Both trying to figure it out.
And I kind of think that at some point they stop because they don't like it no more. And they wasn't actually gay.
I don't know. See, that's interesting. And the thing about it is we don't have the full context, so we can make any narrative we want. But if they were both 6, or if the cousin was 6 and he was 10, and it went on for 3 years, 4 years, we don't know. We don't know. So
yeah, but see, that's his fault though.
Has he said anything else after that?
No, it was just in the song. It's the song.
Oh, it's a song, a line in the song. And then now Shannon then came out and ain't nobody talking about Kanye because Shannon done took over the news wave.
Yeah, basically. But to me, I feel like with Kanye, though, I feel like it's a bit, honestly, people like to be like, oh, you should tell your truth and don't be afraid to share your story because it can help and it can form conversations and make people enlightened and stuff like that. But to be honest with you, I'm like, fuck that. If it you can keep it to yourself.
You don't start laughing.
Keep that to yourself. At some age, if y'all didn't like, you're closer to 100 than you are 15. I mean, at this point, if y'all didn't rectify that situation already, and I feel like if you ain't tell your cousin you was going to say this on your song already, then you shouldn't have said it. Because technically, if we just going to assume you was older than him and you was grooming him, don't you think he should be allowed to say something too?
But he didn't put the cousin's name out. He didn't say where he is or anything. You know what I mean? So
but his close family gonna say, well, who was he around all the time?
Oh, girl, I didn't even think about that. So
his cousin gonna feel that.
You know what I did
think? Doing all this time in jail. Come on now.
You know what I did think? I wonder what Kanye's family thinks about him, but just in general, not necessarily with the cousin thing. Like, does his family know he's not okay? And the stuff that, like, do he even talk to his aunties and uncles and extended family? You know what I mean? Because he had all that. So does he talk
what I think? I think they. You know what? I don't know for a fact, but. Hey, I feel like, sometimes when people want to live in their delusions or live in whatever truth they think that is their truth, they will stop talking to people who know the truth.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
He might not be as close to his immediate family as we think he is.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't even think about that. His cousin that isn't. And what if the nigga in jail been saying, "Oh yeah, Kanye my cousin, Kanye my cousin," and then Kanye come out with
Mm-hmm.
this song?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, what,
So now, not only
girl?
did he unalive a pregnant woman, now he got the gay stuff on his back now in jail. So,
On top of that, on top of that, on top of that.
and then to make it so bad, he dismissed that part. What do you call it? Femicide?
What is it?
When you unalive a female, it's called femicide, right?
Oh
He
yeah.
literally skated over femicide and went straight to I molested my cousin. So it's all about him. It's all about him and his. I think he in this villain era, so he wants to say the worst things about him.
But the thing is, Kanye's not in his villain era. In his mind, he's in his truth era at all costs. Any
Villain
means
era. Most of these truthers are villains. Villains.
It all depends on who you're rooting for. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but if you, I feel like this. It's almost like when you have a friend group, right?
Yeah.
And you got that one person in the friend group that's been showing their ass,
Yes.
right? But instead of coming to the realization and atoning for anything, what they're gonna do is they're gonna go to a new friend group, display a whole new
Right.
personality, and say the old friend group was the bad people, and they
Yeah.
did nothing to me,
Yeah.
and I did nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the new friend group will believe them.
Yeah.
So now we're here. And then all of a sudden, the problem is, though, people think you can run from your past and stuff. The problem is they bring the same qualities of a person they are into the new friend group, and then people will pick up on it eventually. And then so they got to go to another group. So I think that's what Kanye West does. That's what I think a lot of these truthers do. They sit there, act the ass, and instead of just really like atoning for anything, they go to the internet and be like, look what they did to me.
Right.
But they don't tell you how they was out here talking shit,
Yeah.
mayhem, lying, not paying nothing, not showing up for nothing. They don't tell you all that. But yeah, I think this whole thing with Kanye West and his song Cousins was all about him and shock value. It wasn't really about taking a deep step to anything. But speaking,
And the thing is, I didn't even listen to the song. I know the song, but I didn't even listen to the song. Are you saying that this is just one line in a 2-3 minute
but
song?
see, that's what I was talking about. It's a few lines in the song.
Oh.
But he was like, in the song, he was like, perhaps in my self-centered mess, I felt it was my fault that I showed him those dirty magazines when he was 6. And then we acted out what we saw. He also said, my dad had Playboy magazines, but the magazines I found in the top of my mom's closet were different. My name is Ye, and I sucked my cousin's dick till I was 14.
Okay, yeah, I did hear that. So, and that was another thing. I said, wait, what type of magazines did your mama have? You said Playboy.
I know what type of magazines his mama had. Well, my grandfather had dirty tapes and magazines. So the magazines that he had, they were actually taking pictures of doing the do.
Okay, but the mama had gay porn magazines?
Nah, the mama most likely. Now hear me out though. She might have though. I don't know.
Because he said
That'd be some tea, girl.
the one my mom had. So you're saying your dad? But I was like, is he trying to save his dad? Because why would your mom have gay porn?
But here's the tea though. Now we're gonna get on this mama part too in a bit.
Okay.
So here's the tea though. So Playboy is soft.
Yes.
So Playboy, you won't see them actually having sex.
Intercourse, right? It's very soft porn, very
But
mellow.
then back then you had the magazines of hardcore.
Yes. Yes,
So you
those
had
are the ones
hardcore.
they had like in the brown bag or in the plastic.
Yeah, remember they used to have the comic book shops and stuff or the
Yeah,
magazine shop, and they had the dirty ones in the back.
in the back.
So his mama went to the back.
The bake in the bake.
See, his father was just at CVS or something and seen Playboy. His mama said, "Nah, I need that nut."
We going downtown.
I need what's real. I need the real stuff.
His mama said, "What that mouth do?"
Girl, hold on. Let me see if my husband is gone or he up. Like, I've been trying to get him up for work because he work overnight. Girl, hold on one second. I'm gonna mute real quick. But go ahead, keep talking though. Keep talking.
He was coming home.
Huh?
I thought the last live you did, you was like, "Let me go see my honey." I thought he was coming home. He was
No, he
actually
was
leaving.
leaving, but you're not about to leave without giving me no hug and my kids.
Yeah, exactly. That's what you said.
You're not gonna do that.
We keeping this
I need
level
my
alive.
Hold on, give me a second.
Yeah, I'll wait.
Girl, don't laugh. I just had to. I just had to sit there and yell at him.
Oh no!
I did not wake the whole house up because the kids they sleep. You know, we got them on schedule. They on point. They be asleep at 8:00 during the school.
Okay, cool.
So that's why I be out here. But girl.
Oh, that's why you outside. Okay, that's why you outside now.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Nah, the weather broke. I like being on my back porch and stuff. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it looks nice. Like I just see the glaring lights, but it looks nice to just be on the porch and kick it and talk and enjoy yourself and go inside and go to bed.
Okay, because they don't have. Okay, so I live in a duplex, right?
Oh, okay.
In the back, my back porch is facing the back with the woods and stuff. So I see foxes. I see Bambi and all types of stuff outside.
Oh wow!
So it'd be cute. It's cute, But
what state are you in? For some reason, I thought you was like in Philly or Baltimore or something.
Girl,
not something rural.
Okay. So technically, it's Maryland, it's Oxon Hill, right? But the whole time it's still DC because I'm from DC. So literally, I can literally cross the street and be in DC.
I heard about that. That's the DMV all right next to each other, like 30 minutes away or something crazy.
No, fuck 30 minutes away. I can literally go out my door, walk across the street, and I'm in DC. So I still say DC.
Yeah, say DC. That's where you from, DC.
Literally, it's two welcome signs. When you go into another state, it's a welcome sign.
Yeah.
Literally across the street, it say welcome to DC, and then on my part, it say welcome to Maryland. Welcome to Prince George's County.
Shut up. That is hilarious.
So you wouldn't even think on my back porch, you wouldn't even think I live right here. Because literally it's woods in the
I
back
would
of my.
like a little setup like that because I have my wine, play my music, hit my vape, be talking on the phone, looking at YouTube. That's
Girl,
a
what
nice
you think
little
I'm doing
setup.
now, girl? I'm sipping
But
my
that's what
wine
I'm
out.
saying. You be out there chilling. You be straight out there chilling, just talking, laughing. Come on, let me go say something to my husband. Hold on, y'all, and come right on back. Yes, exactly.
Hmm. But yeah, like that Kanye West stuff, like
Kanye, you know what? I don't even know
no,
what to say about. The thing is, sometimes it's not the message, it's the messenger, or sometimes it's the delivery. Like I don't
it's the
really
whole
think.
thing for me, girl. It's the whole motherfucking thing. Honestly speaking, he could have kept that shit. Honestly speaking, you didn't even have to put yourself through that. Didn't nobody care about you doing doing all that with your cousin until you said something.
Oh no! Oh, what's so crazy though? It really is the news cycle because people was talking about that, and then Shannon came over here and just obliterated. Because I
Just
want to know
busted
what
all
he
open. So let's
said.
talk about Shannon, right? So I'm
Okay,
gonna tell you
okay, okay,
though. Okay, I got two questions. We're gonna start with the first one. I feel like based on what I've been actually watching and hearing, I've been seeing people reactions,
right.
and it's two things going on. A lot of people confuse role play, BDSM, dom submissive, even race play as like aggressive and what do you call it, basically rape, right?
Okay, okay.
And I've been hearing that like demonic and industry and Illuminati, and that's what they do, right?
Okay,
But
okay.
and kind of trying to say that yeah, she's right. But then I have a lot of other people who are saying like, nah, this was like role playing and she just caught his ass up,
Yeah.
right?
But
That's the
either
first one.
way, even if it is the role play and it is all that weird shit that they got going, no, okay, different. I thought I was gonna stop saying weird, and they got all that different stuff going on. If she's saying you choked me and she's letting you know like she was physically hurt or she didn't like that or she said no, you know what I mean? Like she's saying all these little catchphrases or key words, so it's like, well, what? You know what I mean? Like that's what I got out of it. What I heard was I said no, I don't want to do it. She was choked. I know she's young. So that's the only thing I really know about it. I don't know if more details keep coming out because I
Okay.
know every day more details come out.
So what I've been hearing and what I've been reading, that was their relationship, right? So
Uh-huh.
they were
Uh-huh.
into choke me, daddy, yeah, slap the shit out
Yeah.
of me, handcuff me,
Yeah.
walk me like a dog, put it in my
Yeah.
ass, put it in
Yeah.
my mouth,
Yeah.
put it in my
Yeah.
ear, put that baby gravy on my forehead.
Well, the baby, I am using that. I've never heard that a day in my
I
life.
was
I am
using that a
definitely
long
using.
time now. You know when I found that? Okay. You remember when Angela Bassett played the voodoo priestess, the queen in Coven in American Horror Story?
I remember that. I don't watch scary stuff,
She's
but I
the one
remember
that
it though.
told, okay, so she told the white girl Coven, their leader, because their leader's daughter wanted the baby with her husband. And so she came to Marie Laveau, which is Angela Bassett, and she
Okay.
wanted a baby. So she
Uh-huh.
said, well, you go to your husband and you going to have to get his baby gravy and put it in a jar. And I said, baby gravy. And then they
Hey,
had the baby gravy and they
I
was
think
heating it
that
up
was
in the
like
jar with
so
snakes.
genius. That is like so genius. Like, oh, I get that.
I need a jar of your husband's baby gravy. I said,
Um,
well, goddamn.
oh yeah. So the baby gravy, and then he was talking about some big black, big black son with some little white girl. Like that was that race play stuff.
Yes. And honestly speaking, to be honest, you can actually pinpoint when they're playing.
Okay.
If you listen and read, right, and just be open-minded, she's literally an OnlyFans model who does role-playing BDSM and stuff.
Oh, okay. So she does BDSM on OnlyFans.
I mean, that's her whole thing. She does a lot of role-playing and things like that in fantasy. So he initially got up with her with that. Now, through time, I believe that they got cordial and got a little, close. I kind of feel like, based on my reading, I feel like she seen his old ass. She seen he was a lick. So she was really trying to, for me, she was really trying to have a baby. If ever you're like, oh, well, when are you going to give me that big black baby and this, that, and the third? And he was like, if I'm still fucking with you around my birthday, you could take the IUD out.
Oh, wow.
So that means, and then, then she also said, somewhere along the lines while I was reading, she was basically saying, like, in a nutshell, if I ever wanted to have a baby, when I do want to have, I want to have it by you.
Okay.
So she was trying to get that money on. Okay?
Yeah.
She was trying to get that money.
What do you think about the 10 million offer? Do you think she was holding out for that? Like, what do you think about that?
What I personally think what happened is that he only wanted to give her $10 million because he ain't want to be embarrassed.
Okay.
Because they was doing some freak shit. Okay.
Seriously.
I mean, and that's human. I mean, if you want to be, taken seriously and you want these deals and things like that, do you really want the world to know that you want some young, defenseless white girl to rim job your big black buck ass? Do you really want that?
But the thing is, I don't even know if people are saying that she's white because she's Latin. That last name Zuniga, that's Latin.
That's Latin, but she look Caucasian enough.
She sure does.
But she might be Spaniard though.
Right. I was gonna say something like that, but doesn't, whatever. She's young is what people are focusing on, that she's so young.
Oh, and then here's the thing though. They kept talking about 19, but technically speaking, she's actually like 22.
Okay. Oh, now she is, because this was some years ago. They're saying now
they was messing with each other for a while. He liked that young thing. That young thing was giving him what he wanted.
Monique told him to leave them young girls alone, leave them little white girls alone. You doing too much, and then boom.
Yeah. It would have worked better. You got to mess with a professional, a middle-aged professional.
Yep.
Don't mess with these young girls who looking for a quick lick, because that's what it was.
Baby, there's a whole bunch of city girls running around here trying to get that bag.
Yeah, all the city girls are not all black girls. It's not just black girls. Them city girls be Latin, Caucasian, Asian.
Say it.
Indigenous.
Standing right outside the gym door, waiting for them to come out. Okay? Standing right outside.
And acting hard to get, like they ain't see them the whole time and they don't know who they are.
Girl.
Hey, Colorful Foresight. Okay, that's my girl. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to give you some tea. Colorful Foresight. She like to see the positive stuff. I want her to come up because I know she going to get her life. I be corrupting Colorful Foresight. So but she's more so into the political. But yeah, if you go up, you'll see Colorful Foresight. If you scroll up, you'll see my StreamYard. So if you do want to join, you can join too.
Join, because I want to hear what you gotta say.
Yeah. So it's up a little bit. It's right on top of your initial comment. But yeah, so that's what happened. But so he's getting flack. And to me, I feel like it's nothing wrong with being freaky. I am open to freakiness. I feel like
Right.
okay, I feel like freakiness is next to creativity. And
Okay.
creativity is next to being your higher self. And if you're gonna be your higher self, that's next to godliness to me. But it just depends on it depends on who you're doing it with.
Right.
You have to be selective.
Right.
You know, back in the day, you couldn't, you mess with some guy, I mean, around the way, and you give them that freakiness, they talk about you because they want to brag about it.
Heck yeah,
All
they
of a
talking.
sudden, now your name all dragged through the streets, and it's not like you was really a hoe. You just did a little freakiness to him.
Right. And he went out and told everybody. I always said that's how women's business gets spread, by men, because they the ones out there really gossiping.
Okay, you don't know much about Shannon and Angie. Well, you about to know. Okay,
Well, you about
that
to
whole
know.
time, but how we talking about it's still relevant, and I think you'll catch on, and you will have some insight. You will have some thoughts about it. Okay, you will. But yeah, so I feel like there's nothing wrong with him being a degenerate when it comes to. Oh, you listening? Okay. When it comes to freakiness, it's okay with being a little bit degenerate. You know what I'm saying? Nobody is saying that you shouldn't. And technically speaking, I'm gonna be honest with you. People are saying that she's so young, but if you can join that leads me to my next question. How young is too young? Right?
Well, yeah.
If you're legal, right?
Yeah.
If you can legally join the military at 18 and unalive people in the military.
Right.
If you can serve your country and do that, why at 18 can you not consensually have sex with an older man?
It's not that. I don't think it's that. It's the creepiness.
My bad. Go ahead.
It's like the creepiness and the pedo of it all and the predatory behavior of it all, because he's almost 60 and this girl at the time or whatever is 20. So it's like your grandfather is trying to hook up with some girl fresh out of high school or 2 years removed from high school or maybe even a year removed from high school.
Situational though. He got to her from OnlyFans. Not from OnlyFans.
Okay, they met in OnlyFans.
No. They met at the jump, right?
Oh, okay.
But see, here's my thing. She made a choice to talk to him too. And then while talking,
it's not illegal, or it's I don't even know if it's a moral situation or a societal situation, because everyone's really just like, dude, you're almost 16, she's like 20. Like, that's gross. I would not have my 20-year-old daughter dating some 60-year-old man. Like,
you wouldn't have it, but if your 20-year-old daughter want to freak on a 60-year-old man, she gonna do it anyway.
That is kind of true, but you got to be able to talk to your kid. Like, for me, the whole thing is transactional from beginning to end. No 19-year-old is really looking at some 60-year-old man unless you're looking for the bag.
Basically, that's what I'm saying. It was intentional on her end. So my whole thing is on both sides. Yes, it can be creepy for him, but for her, no one's going to be like, well, girl, you intentionally decided to mess with a freaky grandpa for the bag.
So anyway, this is a better question. What is her complaint specifically? Is it the choking?
What she said was that it was battery, as in like he choked her, roughed her up. And when they had sex one day, he ended up putting it in her behind, even though she said she didn't want it in her behind. But if you are used to doing that with that girl, he probably was fisting her and doing all types of stuff like that. And since they're doing dom and submissive role playing, he probably was getting so into it that he said, yeah, I'm gonna put in your ass. And she was probably like, no, daddy. And he said, I'm gonna do it anyway, and did it anyway. You feel what
So
I'm
is
saying?
that her major complaint, the
Yeah,
sodomy? Because
that
that's
was the rape.
crazy.
That was the rape that she's talking about.
I did not know that. I did not know it was sodomy. That's basic. That's
But
exactly
she
what
was
that
being
is, sodomy.
sodomized the whole time. She was like, "Yes, Zaddy, I want you to put it in my ass. I want you to do this. I want you to do that."
And then one day she said, "No, I don't want you to." They had been doing anal stuff.
They've been doing anal stuff. She been licking his anal, all
I
types of
heard that
stuff.
too. I heard that she said she wanted to lick his ass or something.
Yes. So they've been doing all types of freaky stuff. So
So
I mean,
this is
at
going
this
to be
point,
murky water. But in the conversation that I did hear, the audio is that they were talking on the phone, and it was a whole bunch of pauses. So people were saying it might have been edited.
it was chopped up. And mind you,
Okay.
now listen, he honestly speaking, I wanted to listen. They should have. You know what? If you are being truthful, you won't just clip a piece of the conversation. You would let the whole conversation play out.
The whole conversation run. Yep.
Yeah.
I agree.
So for me, so we're missing the context of the conversation.
Very much so, because the way that it's edited and stops and it's like silence for 10, 15 seconds. And then he's like, "Oh, we're going to talk about this later," or something like that.
He was like, because she's acting all dumb, right? Mind you,
Yeah.
she's acting dumb. Oh shit! I should look up the damn audio. Well, I'm looking it
Yeah,
up
me too. See if it'll, because
because
I know
the
she
thing
was
is,
talking,
she's
she was
all
talking
acting
very
all
slow.
melancholy, a
Yeah.
stoic, like I
Yeah.
don't want you to. And he's like, if you say that shit one more time, I'm going to choke the shit out you. Mind you, he's not saying that he's going to do it. What he's saying
Yeah.
is that if you say this one more time,
Yeah.
I'm going to do
Yeah.
this and the third. Now, here's the difference between black language. You know, a lot of black people will be like, well, if you throw that thing one more time, I'm going to smack the
Yeah, I'm
hell
gonna
out
beat
you.
your ass. Yeah.
Yeah. But, and it's talking about an older guy from the South. That's how they talk. And if they be role playing anyway, and she's allowed him to be the dominant one,
Yeah.
he's going
Yeah.
to say stuff like that, right?
Because he did say,
And
"I might
she's,
choke you." I might choke you in public. I do remember that.
and then she's like, "Well, I don't want to be choked," and he like, "I think you do."
Yeah.
Like,
But now that you're saying the thing about the role play, I can see that in that conversation. Like, cause he's saying it very like juvenile. He's not saying like, "I'm gonna choke you, bitch." You know what I mean? He's not saying it like that. He was just
they're
like, "Well, I
having a
might choke you in
calm.
public."
He's having a calm, aggressively
Very
calm
calm.
conversation.
Very calm. Very calm. Very dry. Very yes, no. You know what I mean? And I don't know if he
Yeah.
was trying to make her feel better because he didn't sound aggressive or anything at all. She sounded more like, I don't know. She sounded annoyed, I guess, is the word I would use. Or I don't know, girl. Maybe I was annoyed because I could barely understand what she was saying.
All right, Tweety, keep talking. I'm gonna mute for a second. 1 second.
Okay. So I think for see, now look at me. I'm like, what was I saying? Oh, the phone call. The phone call. It didn't sound aggressive. It didn't sound mean. It didn't sound like he was threatening her. It did sound like role play. And I didn't even think about role play, that they were role playing. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, and I keep reiterating that, right?
Yeah. The
And it's
role
like,
play is a big factor. If this goes to court, they're really going to have to decipher what was real and what was, I'm in character.
and she specializes in fantasy role play.
Specialized, but she took the class and got
On her
certified.
OnlyFans. That okay. So
Yeah.
just like any YouTuber, they have something that they're
I
doing.
know. I'm saying, bitch, you got a certificate? You got a fantasy?
Then she went to college for it. She went to college. She got a college degree in race playing and role playing. Hold on. She got a major in BDSM and the minor.
Wow, well, if this goes to court, when she get done, she gonna be a real
Honestly
aficionado
speaking,
on
I got her
BDSM.
when I did the reading. I feel like he might settle with her, but because it's embarrassing for real. But if he goes to court, he can win it.
No. What about Disney saying that they stepping away? Or he put out a statement today stating that he was going to be stepping away from Disney for a while. But I don't know if they really let him go and he's trying to get ahead of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I didn't do a reading about that, and I should have did that on that live, but I was just so much talking and stuff, right? But
Uh-huh.
I mean, to me, you know, when you're having endorsements or like, and you're trying to have, you know, these business deals, it is all about their brand. So for me, I feel like he probably stepped away before they pushed him away. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He probably asked him to until it's over.
But I will say this, yes, they said it was $100 million contract. I don't know for how long.
But
But
that's why they did not settle, girl, because she was going to settle for 10, but she because I do think that Shannon be bragging. I do think he has a problem with bragging.
okay.
That's why he be talking to people, you know, on Club Shay Shay, whatever the case may be, and you can hear him bragging a little bit. I felt that way, so I know he's the type that if he was gonna get $100 million deal, he was gonna tell somebody. And I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
he
yeah,
told her gold digging self. And mind you,
yeah.
he not hip. That's a young whippersnapper. So she's gonna pay attention to more than things you think she's paying attention to.
Right. No,
So
that's a good point. He might not even be giving her credit to be that smart or advanced to be girl,
yeah,
you on to
you know,
something.
she a city girl. She looking for the bag.
And I wonder if he knows about, well, not that if he knows about city girls, but if he was even thinking she was a city girl, or he thinking we done formed this relationship
He don't
and that,
care. He
yeah,
trying.
she's not my
He trying.
girlfriend, but we're cool, like a gray line or a blurry line as to, I don't know, because they saying that it's not his girlfriend, but it seems as though they were dating. So
But
I
don't lie
don't
though.
know.
Don't lie though. Now. We've all known a sugar daddy or two that can be
Yeah.
easily fucked over.
Okay. Yes. Yes. And that's not even a sugar daddy. That's just a trick. You know what I mean? That's just a trick.
Yeah. Now we on the lines of that. And
And
to be honest,
maybe he thought he was being a sugar daddy, but she saw him as
but
a
he
trick.
wasn't doing it the right way. He was supposed to give her money, D, and bubblegum. That's it.
And he's fresh out of bubble gum.
And he was supposed to take all phones and not have no text or no
Oh,
go.
that's another thing. She didn't want to sign an NDA. Did you hear about
That was
that?
that was that was a red flag.
Girl,
That was a red
girl.
flag. That was a total red flag.
And then you proceeded forward with dealing with her. If somebody's not going to sign the NDA, why are you even moving forward? Why have it?
To be honest with you, if I knew I was freaky and I'm trying to do ungodly things with you, that I gotta hide the Bible. You know how you gotta hide the Bible when you. I gotta hide the Bible and then make sure I go to church on Sunday to repent on the
Yeah.
low.
Cover your family photos so nobody's looking at you.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like if I'm gonna do all that, if you're not gonna sign the NDA, then we can't do nothing.
We can't do nothing. We can't do nothing.
We
That's the
can't do
whole
a
thing.
damn thing. Matter of fact, we can't even say hi. Don't speak to me.
Don't speak to me. Don't say nothing. And she could have signed the NDA, even if he did sodomize her and do all that. You still able to go to court. We all learned through the Diddy thing. NDA really don't mean shit. Soon as you
Not
do
for a
something
crime. If
illegal,
it's a crime, it means nothing.
it's a crime. And honestly, I did not know that until the Diddy situation. I think a lot of people didn't know that until the Diddy situation. I thought an NDA is saying you're not gonna say anything that happens here, no matter what happened here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But see, I kind of already knew that because even if you follow court cases and stuff like that, like I watch a lot of ID channel, I watch a lot of court cases, this, that, and
Oh,
the third.
okay,
I kind of
okay,
already knew that, but
okay.
it's
I
like
didn't know that.
I just let people ride with it though, because a lot of times people don't want to believe your ass. It's internet fodder, you know. Especially me, because I'm not, honestly speaking, I'm gonna tell you, before I'm anything, I do believe in real life logic. Like, as in, like, okay, when I think about stuff, right? I think about the reality of things, right? So I can hear a story, and that's how I've always been. Like, people can gossip about somebody. Oh, they went to the store and they're this and they're, ooh, they did this, that, and the third. But I'm thinking, well, could it be that they went to the store and different things happened and they reacted a certain way?
Right, right, right.
Or different things happened and somebody else reacted a certain way?
Yeah.
Why does it have to automatically be, oh, well, it was 2:22 on the clock, and then somebody put up a triangle sign, and that's how I knew. It don't have to be that all the time.
Yeah.
So when I think about, when it comes to industry people are regular people. It's people on the street that like kinky stuff like that. I mean, goddamn, I even dated somebody who liked kinky stuff. I didn't even, and mind you, I wish that I would have known what it was then. Because, as you get older and then you look back on stuff and you're like, okay, I know exactly what this was. I wish I could do a redo and I would have had fun with it.
And you want to go try again? Let them see what you learn. You with the business now.
I can't do it now. I'm married. But what I'm saying
you can't do it now.
But what I'm saying is, if I knew what I knew now, it would have been a different experience. Oh, I thought he was the worst motherfucker in the world, and he bullied me. Whole time. Now my husband doing the same thing, and I'm like, yeah.
That is hilarious.
I could be online right now saying that I got hurt, and I said no. But now the same things is happening now, and I'm like, yes, God, do it again.
Like, yes.
I think so, for real.
Oh, that is hilarious.
No, for real. Like, but that's how you know you don't know yourself.
Yeah. And life experience, life teaches you things as you go. There's no playbook.
I'm thinking I was getting abused, but I was getting some good things is happening, girl.
He said, had I have known, I would have gave him my safe word.
Yeah, girl, yeah. I was supposed to play that differently.
Talking about pineapple.
And that's why I can kind of relate, because I'm dead serious, because since we here.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a situation, right? This is my old stuff, right?
Yeah.
You ever had a situation, right? The person call you, the person that you're dealing with be calling you, and he like, come outside. And I'm like, and you're like, no, I don't want to come outside. And he like, bitch, bring your ass outside. And now you feel intimidated. You be like, I'm coming.
Oh, Lord.
You never had that before?
No, I ain't never had nobody say, bitch, come outside.
Well, that's after the fact.
Or you saying the aggressiveness turns you on. Which one?
After you got dickmatized, that's what it is. They can tell you,
now that's a different question. Now that's a different question. If I ever been dickmatized, but yes, I will say yes. That's a whole different question.
Dickmatization of it. They dickmatize you, then they feel dominant over you, so then they can say that shit.
Right.
Oh, Colorful Foresight is here.
Okay, hi.
Hey, girl, hey.
Hello. First of all, I don't need to know anything. This is just crazy just listening to this.
Girl.
I mean, I know Kanye and West. Everybody.
Girl, don't worry about it. We being ungodly right now.
I can tell you that nothing sexy about this story.
Nothing at all. Okay, nothing at all.
With Kanye? Nah, that's weird. But with Shannon, though, Shannon out here, he wants you to swing off the chandeliers.
Both crack me up. I have to tell you that.
He wants you to swing off the chandeliers, smack your ass, and and tell him it's good, Daddy. Do it again, Daddy.
I
He
gotta hear
changed the
the
grid.
whole. Either I have to hear all of the audio, or I need to read because I know they have the. I don't know what you submit, whatever it is. They had it all written out. Their text messages, right? The court subpoena or something. I don't know what it's called.
Hmm.
Did you see that one?
They're
Did
in
you read that?
discovery. They're in discovery right now.
Discovery. There you go. Discovery. There you go.
So that's why. And if you go on Pacer, you can get all the court updates, like the transcripts of the through the court case, right?
Oh,
So
really?
yeah, that's why when you see other creators and they have like all these documents, they go
Yeah.
on Pacer and stuff. So
Oh, okay. I thought they were going to like the county, the county website and getting it or whatever.
you can do
Okay.
that too. You can do
Okay.
that too, right? So basically, right now they're in the midst of who got what, putting in, turning in evidence, right?
But this isn't good. The discovery stuff. And what do you, girl, the way my brain is, what do you think about the way his previous lawyer handled it by putting the girl's name out and saying that,
Yes. You know what? Some people don't like it, but I do. And the reason why is that we're dealing with Tony Bugsby. We're dealing with this. Honestly speaking, when it came to Tony Bugsby, Jay-Z did the right thing. He did exactly because if someone is going to accuse you of stuff, the best thing to do is expose it all. You you're supposed to expose your tea before anybody else do, right?
Right.
So if somebody is hitting you with you did this and you did that, you supposed to run it down. Tell on everybody, even if it makes you look bad. Go ahead and say it all.
Right.
Even down to the lawyer. Lawyer ain't shit either. Let me tell you what he doing.
Right.
Tell that judge everything. Be a snitch about everything. Don't hold back.
Yeah.
So
you're talking about that young person. That person, I don't know what it is with the younger people. That's what they feel like they need attention that way.
In regards to trying to sue somebody,
like dating somebody. I'm maybe skip. I'm still with the Kanye West. Like that young person dating. That's what young people feel like they need to get attention to do something.
Okay, so we're gonna differentiate. We were talking about Kanye West and Shannon Sharpe from Club Shay Shay, right?
Yeah, I know. That's what I was
saying. With Kanye West, we're dealing with someone who, at a young age, was exploring his parents' house and found dirty magazines and shared it with his cousin, and they started acting out that, right?
Oh, okay.
And that was that with Kanye. But with this with Shannon is that he met a young girl at the gym. Mind you, she's of age. She's young as hell, but she's of age.
Yeah, right, 18 now.
And come to find out, she was an OnlyFans model that specializes in role playing and things like that. And so they continued on the little path and the journey of role playing and things like that. Created a little situationship, right? And now, because she can't get what she wants, apparently she's saying that he anally raped her, even though that they were doing anal and submissive dom BDSM things like that already.
In the race play, did you say race play?
Race play, yeah. She wanted his baby gravy and blick. she specifically said she wanted him to insert a big black baby in her.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking, honestly, I don't know if I'm right. I'm feeling she didn't like something. I'm not talking sexually. So now she had to cause trouble for him.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
I'm going to tell you what she didn't like. See, my last live, I told you what she didn't like. Because she demanded him apologize to her. Because you remember when he accidentally leaked a sex audio with Michelle.
Yeah.
And he was like, "My Michelle." He was like, "Whoa." And he sound like Mr. T. You know them old men. When you have sex with old men, they be like, oh. They be like, no, let me get it right. Let me get it right. Mr. T be like,
Okay.
yeah. So that leaked, and Michelle must have been folded up like a pretzel, and it made Gabby, the girl name is Gabrielle, but her nickname is Gabby. It made Gabby feel a type of way, and she said, "I need an apology right now."
Oh, is that documented that she asked him to apologize about Michelle?
Yes, that is.
Oh, that's in the court document too?
Yes.
What? What? I didn't know that part. So maybe it is a relationship and she's mad about that?
I'm
What?
telling you, that young girl was trying to do an Anna Nicole Smith. You know what I'm saying? Man, that
Okay.
young girl saw Dolly signs, girl. She ain't had no good intentions.
Okay, so
That was
wait, now
Shannon.
step back for a minute. So what happened? What did she say about that in the court in the discovery? What did she say about it?
What did she say? Or what did? Okay, so those text messages was from Shannon's side. Mind
Okay.
you, what she's not doing is that she made it adamantly clear that they had a consensual relationship.
Uh-huh.
She made it adamantly clear that she was of age. The only thing
Okay.
she's saying is that one little time in band camp, I said no about anal, and he still did it.
Oh, so that's what she's playing her flag on, the sodomy.
Yeah,
But
and he
they
roughed
had
her
done
up.
anal before. But they've done anal before.
They done all of it. They've been role playing, BDSM, dominant, feminine, yes, daddy,
Okay.
shut
So
up. You know,
on the tape where she says, I didn't want to do that, or I said no, because that's what she said, right? I said no. And
yeah.
then if he says we'll talk about this later, or did he what did he say after she said I said no?
He was like, oh, can we talk about it later? As in,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
now
okay.
in context, the context is not there because Colorful Foresight, they have been chopping up these recordings. They don't give us the whole thing.
Yeah.
They're just giving a bit. Like Tony Bugsby is only releasing a bit of what was said, not the whole thing that was said. So my whole thing is that if you have nothing to hide and you're not coming from an angle and you're not trying to manipulate it into something else, why not just release the whole phone call?
Right.
Yeah, I'm with you because I heard earlier. I mean, not the age gap is huge, but she was 18 and over. That's what she's
Yeah.
into, whether the sugar dad or whatever. But
Yeah.
I don't want to be like, oh, she, she using him. She could the whole time with consensual, and then he got
Girl, you
weird.
know she using him, girl. You ain't gotta be.
Okay, no, but I'm just saying, like, we shouldn't assume that he did something weird. It could be like she got pissed, she's immature.
That's what I think it is.
Yeah.
I think she got mad about whatever, and is she saying the sodomy part, the anal part, that she got mad about? And see, the thing is a fine line. I don't want to say, well, you did it before, so that means you got to do it. No, you know what I mean. I
Exactly.
understand that.
Right.
Yeah, I understand that. That like, so I don't know. That's one thing. If she got mad, she got mad and upset about something, and maybe she knew she had the audio about the sodomy. She pre-planned it, knew she was going, hit him with that. Like, this is something that I can use. Not that it really seriously bothered her, but it was
And they
something
couldn't
that
because
she
they were
could
still
do.
having sex this year.
Girl, make it make sense. Girl, bye. Get out of here.
Right.
Get
They
out.
was having sex after the fact. They were still having
Yeah,
sex.
see, I was just about to say, if she slept with him after that phone call, girl, get off my line. Get off
How
my
does
line.
someone say they're going to choke you and you're like, and you pause and you're like, oh,
By any chance,
well,
did
I
she
don't
talk
want to be
about?
choked.
By any chance, she talked about them doing drugs or anything?
Oh, yeah, did they?
No, they were literally having a sexual situationship.
No, I know, but I'm just wondering if they added
Yeah,
drugs.
a lot of times drugs is involved. Yeah. Yeah. Damn. Well, that's good. I'm happy didn't nothing come out about the drugs or alcohol or beating or anything like that. Good. Because Shannon don't have that reputation to be doing drugs.
That's good.
Yeah, that is good. But I mean, I was really going to bat for Shannon, like when it first came out, like, oh, she's just trying to get him. But now you got the phone calls. It's a chopped up phone call. But now he's gonna lose his endorsement, the $100,000. Like that's, I mean, what, $100 million? Like it's a lot. And I do want to support Shannon.
Hold on one second. I'm trying to see if I can find this phone call. Let me see.
Dazzle.
Let me see if this is.
Anything I say, you're just gonna like.
Okay, y'all ready?
Yes.
Now, think about
How
it in
long is
full
it? How
context.
long is the call?
It's only 43 seconds.
Oh, good.
But think about it in full context. They were having a conversation, right? This is obviously just a clip of the conversation. Why not just give the whole conversation?
Yes.
So here's the clip right here.
Ooh.
Anything I say, you're just gonna like get mad at, and you're just gonna hang up on me. So I feel like
I'm not gonna hang up on you. It is what it is.
what? What does that even mean?
Nothing yet. You want to be a dick to me now, so.
I don't want to be. Don't manipulate me.
Don't manipulate.
Listen, if you said that one more time, I'm gonna choke the out of you when I see you. Thank you.
Oh, I don't want to be choked.
Yes, you do. I don't think you have a choice in the matter.
He said, I'm gonna choke the shit out you. And she was like, well, I don't want to be choked. Yes, you do. You ain't got no choice in the matter. But here's the thing, in context. Place in context, right? And we know everything we know.
I keep getting that with the immature. She's immature.
Yeah.
Very immature. The way she was talking sounds like a high school girl. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to say anything because you're just gonna get mad.
Like, do you remember being 18? How immature we were?
Oh yeah.
Don't try to manipulate me. Don't try to manipulate me while she's recording the phone call.
Yeah, so that's another thing. When you are the one recording and you have nefarious plans for that person,
Yes.
are you not going to be a victim?
Girl, now you have to explain why you were recording. Were you recording because something had happened previously? And now you're recording so you can have it documented?
And if you're going to record, did you record the whole phone call? And if you recorded the whole phone call, how come you just couldn't play the whole phone call?
Girl, make it make sense. That's why people like, what I've learned is just wait till all the cards fall. Wait till everything falls in line. Because either the case is going to go away or it's going to go to trial.
But see, you know what, though? We talking about the age. People talk about the age of Aquarius and people being exposed, right? Now, a lazy person will be like, yeah, Shannon got exposed. But someone who goes a little deeper, the fact that people are now just, tapping into their intuition and saying that, hold on, wait, this don't look right. You know what I'm saying? The fact of that is people waking up. So technically, the universe isn't just exposing celebrities. They're exposing the lawyers. They're exposing the people who are accusing the celebrities. They're exposing the content creators, the bloggers, the vloggers, even the subscribers. Why? Because they're supposed to be shifting, right?
Right.
Yeah, like how you think. You're thinking the bigger picture. Yes.
Yeah, we're supposed to be shifting as a collective, right?
Yes.
The fact that we are now deciding to, instead of just rolling with a story and saying believe all victims, we're saying, hold on, wait. Well, if that's the case, why is this going on? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, seriously. Yep.
Because not too long ago, we would have just heard this and said, well, throw them in jail for 30 years.
Yep, that is so true. Things changed and shifted. What is it? Public opinion is very important.
Yeah,
You know what? You and I have
the
talked
other
about
part
this
is,
before.
I have a question for y'all. Why is it that I understand certain people reasonings? I do. But why is it that it seems like everybody is just doing civil stuff about stuff that should be criminal? Like if someone raped you, that should be criminal.
Oh,
And
it's criminal.
honestly, even in the criminal case, you can still like I'm not gonna just be whatever, but you can still do a civil case after the fact too.
Yes, you
So my
can.
thing is, why is it that if someone is a delinquent and if someone is being vile and really like destroying lives and things like that, why would you not want to charge them criminally and get them off the streets so it won't happen again? If someone did that to you, why not charge them criminally?
She's
And
not doing.
then
So this isn't a criminal case. This is all
this is
civil
a
suit.
civil case. That's what I'm trying to say. Why immediately go after money when someone physically harmed you and he's a part of the big bad industry, a part of the Illuminati, a part of the elites, a part of the deviant people?
That's a good question. I didn't know. First of all, I didn't think about that. Second of all, I didn't know that. So yeah, why aren't you having it be a criminal case if you're saying that he raped you?
Well, that's a good
That
question
is
because
weird.
that is happening a lot. You're right, because it's not about the crime, it's about the money lately.
It's
So,
about something. There you go. And
yeah.
that is blatant right there. You should do step one, then step two. You do the criminal, and then once he gets charged for that, then that even gives you an upper hand in your civil suit. You know what I'm saying? So this is really weird. It's weird.
I'm trying to shuffle the cards, see what the answer is. Hold on.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I got the Eight of Sword, the Six of Sword, and the Four of Cup.
What is that? I don't read cards. I just watch them. What does that mean?
I just think people now are very short-sighted. They don't think it through.
Say it again. Oh, they don't think it through.
Yeah, they don't think it through. They're just very short-sighted. The people that are doing the type of thing just for money. That's the type of society we are in now. Versus
Hmm.
criminal money.
That makes sense. That makes sense. I didn't know about the criminal charges for whatever reason. I didn't even think about it. So that's something I'm going to be more aware of. Because if you're just coming at people with civil suit, you should be charging them criminally. If you're saying that somebody physically harmed you, you're not going to say, "Oh, I need you to pay me." You're going to want them to sit in jail.
I mean, some of it is because they're lying. Some people are lying. That's why they go for the money.
True, true, true. And what they think is they're going to put a lie on you, basically extort
It's
you.
the
You don't, and that's
short-sightedness
why
of
you.
it. The
It's
short-sightedness
short-sighted,
is the
right?
lying.
It's short-sighted. Yeah.
But truth be told, if we're living in a capitalist world, as in America,
Uh
what do
huh.
we expect? Nobody is actually looking at the real picture, right? And when you just blast this, like, even, like, I'll be honest, somebody told me that I spend all my time online taking up for Jay-Z. But the reason why I felt like I
Wait,
should
somebody
say,
told you that in your real life?
no, somebody told me that in my comment section, right? Because
Oh
they
well,
were
not in
upset
your
at
real
that.
life, but yeah, somebody told you that.
Yeah, not in my real
Oh,
life.
did you take up for Jay Z? Okay, let me listen. Okay, go ahead, go ahead.
Okay, so my thing is this, right? And let's be real. In the real world, the fact of the matter is, I feel like at the end of the day, if someone is doing something to you like that, the first thing you should have did was do criminal. You
Yeah,
leaned on
right. And
civil,
then you just do the money after.
Exactly.
right? That's for one. For two, people are not as unconscious I do not want to believe that people don't have common sense and people don't have discernment.
Right.
So I really do believe that people be on this internet lying.
Yeah.
Okay. Discernment and common sense tells you that quote unquote Jane Doe story about, y'all know what the story was.
Yeah, yeah.
That shit did not sound right at all. Y'all know it didn't. People know that did not sound right. It does not.
Oh, you're talking about the Jay-Z story, the Jay-Z Jane Doe?
The shit sounds stupid. Even when your own father be like, well, I don't remember picking you up at the wee hours of the night and you're like 13 or whatever, 5-6 hours away from home. I would have remembered that.
Right.
So at some point, it's either you lack common sense and discernment, and I don't want to believe that people do that, because technically speaking, a lot of people got common sense and discernment.
Right.
It's either that or you just online just don't like celebrities and want it to be true. So I'm not going to sit here and lie to nobody. The story was fake. That victim is fake.
Right.
And matter of fact, to be more technical, I don't like the fact these days, you know, you're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. There's a reason why these lawyers come to the internet first.
Oh, they're the worst.
They're grifters. They're ambulance chasers. There's a reason why they come to the public with it. Serious cases, it's sad that, you know what? I'm going to give you a good example right now. In DC, in Northeast DC, they found a chopped up body behind the Safeway grocery store.
Girl, no.
Of a dentist, right?
A dentist?
She was a dentist. So technically, somebody dropped her body there. And it was chopped up. Right?
What?
So my thing is this.
Wow. Chopped up.
People who are serious, you know, those serious detectives, did they just come online and start throwing out evidence and throwing out this, that, and the third and accusing that person? No, they did not. Y'all didn't even hear about it, did you?
No, but I'm not in that area. Did it make national
You're not
news?
going to hear about it. I mean, it's going to make the news. It did in DC.
No, I'm saying like national news because I'm not even on the East Coast. I was, girl.
But what I'm telling you is the people that's
body.
handling the case, that take the case seriously, that want to literally go after that person, they're not online giving trying to get public opinion. They're not.
That's crazy. Girl, please keep me up to date with that or do a reading on that tomorrow or something.
And the whole time I found this out because it was a neighbor that told me. I didn't even know, because I be busy working and stuff like that. Like, I don't look at everything. But she was like, it's an older woman. You know, a lot of older people, they gonna read the paper, they gonna read the news, they gonna look at the news. So, you know, she was telling me, and I was like, no, I didn't hear about that.
I wonder what that's about, because to me that sounds very personal, very brutal, very like to chop up somebody's body. What? Yes.
And so my whole thing is this. If you don't see serious people that's going after people, like prosecutors, DAs, detectives, if you don't see them coming online to tell y'all and to get y'all opinion, then why the fuck is the fucking lawyer doing that? That's how I feel.
Doing a whole press conference, got an 800 number, all that stuff.
I really think, you know, with like jumping the case a little bit, like the Me Too movement, I really feel even some of the popular one, they were making money off of that. You know, throwing money versus crime.
Exactly. You should be going after crime. If it's a crime, focus on that. Don't focus on the money and focus on ruining people's lives. And a lot of that stuff You just add a little hashtag. You barely said somebody's name and they're losing their whole career, their livelihood, just because you said their name. People weren't taking the time. What's the catchphrase now? Due process, to get the full due process. So I agree with that. Not everything is valid. You can't just say, whatever the popular term is, and then say, yeah, they did it to me too. No, that's not cool.
And that's why I find it funny, because when I was talking about when somebody trying to accuse me of that, I'm like, well, did you want me to lie to you?
Right.
It's almost like people online want you to lie to them. And honestly speaking, that's the game. And a lot of people, get paid off for that, right?
Okay.
They would like it better if you lied to them and told them that, yeah, all these people are messed up because it's the industry and this, that, and the third. Yeah, you got messed up people in the industry, in the industry, just like you got messed up people in your neighborhood. If you go on the sexual predator list online, you can see all the predators in your neighborhood.
Yeah.
So if we're gonna fight that, maybe you need to fight that first in your neighborhood.
Right.
You're getting deep tonight, Dazzle.
You said I'm getting deep. I'm talking about.
You
I
are.
be lighthearted, but I be a little deep. No.
No, it's good because it's not just gossip. You're really thinking the bigger picture of everything.
Yeah, because I do feel like that. So when I talk, like, yeah, I might, talk mess, but really deep down, I feel like, well, you guys would rather listen to a lie. And then
People love anything that's salacious rather than the
yeah, like,
truth.
how many content creators jumped on the P. Diddy and Jay-Z thing, right? And a lot of them, and I know it for a fact, a lot of them, like, they know they get more numbers bashing than they do actually.
Of course.
Yeah, and I feel like that's crazy. Which goes in on the last topic, and this is talking about Angie Stone, right?
Okay.
So we know how Angie Stone died. Angie Stone was in a Sprinter van with her peoples, and basically she got into like a car accident, she's the only one who passed away. And basically through that, before she died, she actually started being vocal about the fact that, hey, I'm being cheated. You know what I'm saying? Like, my money funny, I'm being cheated, basically, in a nutshell. And she had the private investigator and this, that, and the third to track down what was going on with her. But before she can figure it out.
Investigator, so go on.
So before she can actually get to the bottom of things, mind you, she was sick. I think she had kidney or liver problems or something like that. But she, I guess, I don't know if she found, you know how when you're on the list, I'm not going to be, that's what I kind of got from that. Maybe she was on the list for like kidney or liver or something like that. You know what I'm talking
about. Okay.
So I think that she got approved at some point, right?
Okay.
I'm thinking that based on the conversation. I may not be right about it, but I might be loosely right? Okay. So, but she passed away before anything like that could happen, which leaves a lot of unanswered questions, which actually sparks conspiracy. So you have a little piece of YouTube in that, you have little sectors of YouTube. Now you have a sector of YouTube that's forming, that's the Angie Stone conspiracy sector.
Oh, see, I did not know that. Kind of like that Kanika Jenkins.
Yeah. And so really, like, even though I don't feel like anybody sent that person to get into, I don't feel like that's what happened.
Okay.
Even though they do, conspiracy wise, But the way I feel is that the bigger picture is that, hey, if you keep pushing, maybe you can actually rectify the things that she was trying to do before she passed away. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I feel about it. Even though I don't feel the same way about the conspiracy of the industry taking her out, I do believe that if you keep advocating for her, maybe you can get her money back to her family, her music back.
They just picked up the torch to see what was going on with her finances.
Yeah, because I think it was about somebody bought her music and
like
things
bought
like
her
that.
catalog? Like somebody
Her
bought her
catalog,
catalog?
things like that, right? So
Oh.
I feel like at the end of the day, even though I don't believe that the industry took her out, I do believe that that sector is needed because she was being vocal about that and it bothered her. So I feel like someone.
I actually know that one. I know that story. Yay. Yeah, you know what? I agree. Sometimes, like the victim, they don't get the what do you call it?
The royalties?
They don't get to do justice while they're alive, but it helped them afterward, and also the bigger picture of how things are handled.
Keep talking, you guys. I'm about to pause for a second. I gotta
Okay.
take a little break. Keep talking. Y'all can keep talking.
No, I mean, obviously, you're seeing like how it is done with the business, and unfortunately, sometimes the bigger picture, the big lesson are credited after the fact.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah.
So I agree with what DAZZLE was saying. Like, she doesn't believe the conspiracy theory, but something bigger, meaning like, the message about that is being
Right. In regards to being able to having her finances
right.
together or whatever. Because I think they said that she was like that she for Angie Stone status, I guess in the neo soul area or whatever, or genre of music, that she should have been flying planes and she should have been doing first class and should have been doing this when she was barely having enough to get a Sprinter van. So yeah, hopefully these people that are supporting her or that are her fans, I don't know how far they can go considering it's not her, but definitely be able to shed light on the situation. You know what I mean? Or make more people aware of it so that the people who can do something, her children, maybe can fight for her or, get her monies or sue or do something.
Yeah. I mean, you hear that with other artists too. Like, they're gone, but their family are fighting for.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what? I do agree with Dazzle. Like, right now, it does seem like we're seeing the good and the negative of celebrities. Like, this idea of fame. I think if we're gonna keep growing, evolving as humanity, we gotta see like, we gotta stop. We could respect people, enjoy their stuff, but fame is not a big deal, or it's not.
Exactly. Exactly.
Also,
You have to be ready. You have to be ready for fame, especially in this day and age. It's totally different than 20, 30 years ago. The internet and social media has changed everything, The same way you moved 20 years ago is not the way you move now.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, there we get to see a lot for sure about how these things are done. Like TLC, remember the group? You find out that they can make a lot of money, and then you see why. Tell you how the record business work really, and then that's why a lot of artists want to go into independent, and even now with the independent, they're the lawyers or whatever. I don't know, like let's say Spotify or those type of they're still ripping those people off.
Yeah.
So, and then you wonder why people not into music or stuff. We're gonna find out. So there's a lot of changes going on for sure.
These changes are definitely coming. Definitely coming. Ugh.
All right, so I'm back. I had to take a quick break, girl. I couldn't hold it no more.
You know what? Dazzle, you was like talking about all the deep stuff. We always get to see the bigger picture of why these things happen. Like you were talking about how, you were talking about like things are changing. We're getting to see what's going on, like with celebrities and things like that. We're supposed to be seeing like, how human they are and not to look up them that is better than you.
Yeah, and the thing is, I think people get caught up. Right? Because
Especially now, everybody could be a celebrity by just having an online presence, you know?
Yeah, and I think what happens is, though, I think I call it fear basing, right? And the only reason why I call it fear basing is because even as a tarot reader, as an intuitive reader, right? I know the difference between actually reading for enlightenment, and I know the process of reading, and I know the fact that these are things that can happen, but that's just a timeline. Everything is not set in stone. You can always do something different and it change. So, but I know a lot of spiritualists who call themselves spiritualists, right? That fear base you, that make it seem like everything is bad. Damn near doom preppers. You know what I'm saying? Like things like that. And I'm like, well, how can you be spiritualist and have vibrational and everything is bad? Life is not, everybody on earth is not the devil. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think that's why they teach about how we all have good and not so good side to us, and we're here to not judge and transform and all that stuff. So there's a balance to the good and not so good. So when you have people like that that's only focused on doom and gloom, it does make you wonder.
Now then I also think there's an underlying thing, especially on YouTube, right? A lot of people who do that, they're grifting. Now, that's why. Now, okay, so now I'm getting excited because we're gonna listen to some audio.
I know we're going all over the place, but that's cool.
Girl. So,
what's a grifter? I know a drifter. What's a grifter?
Okay, Colorful Foresight know what a grifter is.
Grifter is when you try to come off as a nice person, or you're doing well, or you mean well, like business or spirituality, whatever, but you're basically making money off of people out of the industry.
Oh, okay.
Kind of like our current president, just saying,
Like, think about it like this, right? Because here's what we're about to talk about. So, we on this Jaguar, I said, Angie Stone's sector, right?
Yeah.
You have big people, YouTubers who end up, rising their way to the top, like Paperwork TV. And then you have people like Paxstone, and then because they all want to know what's going on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So then you have someone like Jaguar Wright. Did you know Jaguar Wright is trying to overshadow the Angie Stone sector, right? So not too long ago, when she was busy, quote unquote, exposing people. She said that Angie Stone. So and I don't know if Colorful Foresight ever heard the song. You ever heard the song? How does it feel?
Yeah.
I'm asking Colorful. I know you heard it, but I'm asking Colorful Foresight.
Oh, why you putting me on the spot? I didn't.
So his name is D'Angelo, right?
But
D'Angelo made this iconic video, and he was buddy naked, and whole time it's like
I know who he is.
Yeah, in the whole video with his sexy ass and his sexy body. They also
even I know that,
Oh my God, Dazzle! Wait, you talking about this? That's another huge age gap couple, because that was something that they was talking about too.
Yeah,
and
I'm about to get into it though, right?
Okay. Okay.
Angie Stone, she keep a good looking man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Angie Stone will pull a good looking man.
Good.
Fine. And you be like, how the hell that happened?
Yeah.
But mind you, for honestly speaking, when Angie Stone passed away, it was so many things that came up about her. I did not know that she was in the first all-girl rap
group. Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I heard about that, but
I didn't even know she rapped. All I know is that in elementary school.
Yeah, I remember when they talked about it at her funeral. I was like, oh yeah, that is so true. Because I remember they mentioned that in some document, something that you just hear, but it's not well known that Angie Stone has been in the industry for decades. That's why those people are like, why is she so broke?
Now, mind you, the only reason why I really, really know Angie Stone is because I was in elementary school and we used to go from first period and then we used to go to our reading class. And the way that we knew that it was time to go to reading class is that they would play My Sunshine Has Come on the intercom.
Really?
So all I know is My Sunshine Has Come. Yeah. So that's how I got introduced to Angie Stone. Okay. So when I found out that D'Angelo was her baby daddy, I was like, oh, girl, you be pulling them, huh?
Okay. You said somebody for everybody, okay?
You know what? She might have really good, good personality. Got it.
She got a good personality. She got some good coochie and she got big lips. So you know what's going on. You know what's going on.
She got music skills. I mean, that's what we want.
Big energy, big energy.
Big energy.
Right.
So, Jaguar Wright, when she was exposing people before she decided to say, oh, I love Angie Stone and this, that, and the third. She called Angie Stone a groomer. She said she groomed D'Angelo.
That's what they're saying.
Yeah, but she basically was like she don't like Angie Stone and this, that, and the third. But then Angie Stone's, when she passed away, and you have the Angie Stone conspiracy sector going on, she decided, because don't nobody believe her, that when I talked about how people like to go from friend group to friend group.
Yeah. Okay.
She decided that because she done got outed everywhere else.
Yeah.
Now it's time to switch it up again and grift on Angie Stone. Started saying that was my favorite person.
Oh my God.
I love her. Our kids are like, that was my sister.
Jaguar, they got receipts this YouTube.
So then she decided to go after. What is his name? I'm going to tell y'all. She decided to go after because she attacks people. Real spill, she attacks people. I mean, because she's grifting and she wants attention. So it's this guy named Stone Paxton. He knows a lot of industry people and he knows a lot of he wants to have answers too. He's one of the big people in the thriving Angie Stone sector. Okay. It's him and his paperwork. Okay.
Okay, so wait, what's the other? I've heard of paperwork before. You said his name is Paxton?
Paxton, Paxton.
Oh, Paxton. Okay.
Stone Paxton, right? And then you have Paperwork TV. Now, Paperwork TV, not too long ago, allowed Jaguar on his platform, and he dropped down and left her up there, and he went to McDonald's, right?
What?
And Jaguar got ate up by everybody in the chat, and he started bringing his chat up, his people up, and they was eating her alive.
Wow.
Yeah, they don't appreciate her grifting, right? But we're not going to do, because he put his on private because she got exposed, right? She got exposed because previously, before Angie Stone died, the way she talked about Mary J. Blige and stuff like that, she was talking about Angie Stone like that too.
Okay.
So people started
her, like Tasha, Tasha, whatever her name is. She griff off people too. Yeah.
But she a little worse than Tasha K. She would sit there and call CPS on you for no reason. Right. She do a lot of evil. Like she does a lot of evil. So I'm about to let you hear what Paxton said because she started attacking him, right?
Okay.
So really, she's toxifying that sector. And the whole time, like I said, that sector is needed because at the end of the day, outside of the conspiracy about the industry doing something to her, the truth of the matter is it's needed because Angie Stone had a problem. And I feel like if her people, talk about it enough and keep that alive, then maybe they can bring awareness to the point that, is loud enough to really focus on Angie Stone's royalties and things like that. You see what I'm saying?
That's what I was saying. That's what Colorful was saying as well. Like, maybe not so much the conspiracy part of it, but I was also saying to shed a light on the problem so that things could get exposed and maybe it can help her kids be able to get the royalties or something. Like, I don't know.
I got the idea from Dazzle. She was talking about the age of Aquarian, where everything's
Oh, okay.
So I think I agree with that because there is a lot of like a scene thing about everything lately. You know what I mean?
I'm going to go ahead and let y'all listen to this. And it is a Kiki, and it is a Kaka, and it
Okay. This is them attacking, what's her name? Jaguar?
Okay, so this is Stone Paxton's response to Jaguar because Jaguar kept attacking him.
Oh, no.
Okay, so we're going to listen to this. All right, you ready? Let's go.
I was talking about Montgomery yesterday when I did my promotional tour for my single. I performed at the Money Show in Montgomery. We got the UK Faye. Faye's always holding it down. Faye's back again. We got two of my UK folks here in the house today. Who is this? Desiree said, "Hey Stone, hope all is well. Welcome back." Thank you, Desiree. I appreciate you. Hashtag Angie Stone. You know we all love Angie. You guys, it's all about the love of Angie. Faye said the trolls are non-factors. Absolutely. Faye. Dolores said, sounds great. And
okay, so I had to rewind it back to when he shouting people out, y'all. Don't worry about that, but we're going to keep going.
Very clear. Thank you. That's what I wanted today. Ohio in the house. Columbus. What's happening in Columbus? Let me see. Jennifer said she did Quiet Storm the same way. She's not going to do that to me, though. We're not playing that. I'm not going to play those games at all. London, UK is in the building again. Let me see. Is it Exxon Tromac? Did I say that right? Sometimes the way you spell that or pronounce that can be various ways. That's kind of like a Chinese name, but Africans from Africa have that same name too.
Well, at least he consider it, y'all. I'm trying to get past that part. My bad, but hold on, y'all.
I've seen it. So look, you guys, I'm noticing a pattern, right? Like I'm starting to really get this internet game and how the game works, right? The little hustle of how it works and how they do people, right? So, mind you, Stone Paxton is not an internet guy when it comes to the negative. I'm only on internet because of my endorsements with different companies and me promoting my music and producing for a lot of different industry artists. That's why I'm here. I don't get on here to troll people. I don't get on here to make money off of crazy stories and lies, But what I'm noticing is people have been hitting me, telling me that Jag keeps talking about me. And I get it. I get what she's doing. It's an algorithm. I've even noticed people that will take what I say. A lot of people's been regurgitating my conversations, hand movements, conversations, the way I talk. Probably if the curl falling down, they probably would do that. What happens is my hair grows and I don't cut it, so it falls down. So that's not by design. It just happened one day. My hair got long and fell. I said, ooh.
Now, hold on. On some real stuff, that's a damn lie, Stone. Because to be honest, though, you actually made a plait or a twist out of that piece of hair that's in front of your head. So that fell down because you twisted it or something. But never mind, y'all. I'm being petty. Go ahead.
Okay.
So probably if they, cause she talked about my curl on the one video. She talked about my hair. I actually saw the video when her and the other brother, the Gene guy, their paperwork got them on there. They were all talking about me, saying I was gay and, my hair, and they was just talking trash about me.
Wait, Dazzle, is he talking about Gene Bill?
Yes, Jean be on Paperwork channel.
Yes, that's where I saw Paperwork at. Gene Deal and Paperwork were doing a collab. Okay.
All right, so
So Gene
Colorful
and
Foresight, you gotta
Jaguar are
follow this.
cool.
Follow this Colorful Foresight because we're talking about a grifter, right? Follow this real close.
Okay.
Something about my hair they like. You can go get a weave. You can go get a wig and put on and make it look this way. There ain't nothing wrong with that. You want to look that way, go get your wig, put it on, and you can strap it up and, have your helmet on. There you go. You don't have to talk about me. Don't talk about me because I am me. Don't talk about me to get views. I get that's what you're doing. But I can talk about you too, baby. I can do the same thing. And as a matter of fact, that's what we're going to do today. And I'm not going to talk bad. I'm not going to tear you down. I'm going to lift you up. But I'm going to talk about you in a way where you're going to understand. You control it. You control all the other content creators, baby. Oh, you ain't going to troll me because I'm going to troll you right on back. And I'm going to do it in a way it's going to make you understand why you shouldn't troll people. Because you can't troll everyone unless they allow you to do it. Now, all that crazy stuff you be talking. You said you love Angie Stone. It just so happened somebody sent me a video. And I noticed you talked a gang of stuff about Angie Stone. You dog Angie Stone out. Then you jump on the bandwagon of saying that you love her and all this other crazy stuff. Had I seen that video before I talked to you, I would have said to you on the phone, why would you bash Angie if you loved her? I would have said that to you. I would have said, first of all, if you love Angie, why would you bash her? If you love her, you come from love from the beginning. You don't talk crazy and switch up the game. You don't do that. Jag, you think you can get online and use this platform to troll everybody. You think you can get online and I heard how you do your circle. You done called CPS on people in your circle. You done called and got people in trouble. You done stirred up dissension within your circle and caused people to fight each other. We ain't doing that over here. Because the same people that you deal with is the same people I deal with. You and I have that in common, baby girl. And they ain't having it either. And you know what I'm talking about. They ain't having it either. So why you keep going online talking about me? I have no idea. When you could call me and put it on record if you like and have a conversation. Oh, come, you know what, better yet? Come on the live. Troll me on the live. Because I got something for you. And all that crazy stuff you talking. The problem is you need to get your head. And I keep saying it. I'm going to keep saying it. Because at the end of the day, you're not really the internet. Because if you were, you wouldn't have so many enemies. I looked up and realized how many people you have burned.
So Color for me dropped off?
I did.
Yeah, I think she dropped out, but
Okay, go on. I'm listening.
She go back up.
Yeah, that's cool. I was just about to say how long is the video. I'm going to start getting ready for bed, but I want to hear this.
But what I'm saying is, though, the emphasis is the grift, right? When it was okay for this person to talk mess about people, and I mean, she walked Angie Stone, Jill Scott, Erykah Badu, and
she talked about them. I didn't know she was doing that. All I knew was the Diddy Jay-Z stuff. I did not. Mary J, I know she don't like, but I didn't know she talked about Jill Scott and Erykah Badu.
Mm-hmm.
So she's just mad that her career didn't jump off the way theirs did.
Yeah, and it's almost like I'm hoping that people, and I'm glad that because I was, I be in that little sector over there. I be around. So so I was actually happy that somebody literally made sure that they sent that to him when he was talking about he got a video clip of her saying these things.
Yeah.
Because she literally was in that sector telling people that she loved Angie. She was literally like damn near family with Angie and things like that. But beforehand, before Angie died, she was basically talking cash money shit about this woman.
Wow.
And based on, I don't even need to play no more because that was the main thing I wanted to say. But
okay. But is that the same link where she came up and he went to McDonald's?
No, that was a different one, girl. That was paper.
Oh. Share that one. Drop that link in the chat. I want to see that where they
Oh, he
came
put
up
it
there.
on private. He put it on members only because actually, what
Oh,
people don't understand with Jaguar, right? You lose a lot of subscribers with her.
really?
I told you his whole check turned against him. Her.
Yeah.
People was coming up, and I guess he seen the temperature. He was letting people up, but I guess he seen the temperature. You see what I'm saying? Because they
Because it
started
was
cursing
real
her
hot.
the
They
whole
was like, bitch.
They was like, you lying ass bitch.
I know they was. I know they was.
Okay, so Colorful Foresight, I know you dropped down and came back up, so I want to
Okay, yes, you
acknowledge
came
the
back
fact
up.
that you came back up. But that was crazy though. But I'm just talking about the grifting part. It's amazing how we just accept people. Isn't it funny how all we got to do is get someone who is connected to a celebrity in any way? They come out and they start bashing the industry, and we just automatically believe everything they say. Like, don't get me wrong, the industry ain't all the way good at all. You know, they got bad stuff going on, but it's almost like we believe everything they say. And then you get someone like Jaguar who goes on major platforms and people believe her, but then she's going on smaller content creators doing a whole bunch of crazy stuff to the point that you know that she's lying.
Exactly.
I think especially people who's not used to being around celebrity to understand, they really think everything. And that's no different than before. The only difference before we had papers and radio, and they used to gossip really bad. It's just the internet makes it
Girl,
really.
I love me some Inquirer. I thought that Michael Jackson was an alien for like a couple of years.
Dazzle, girl, not the
Hold on, wait.
Inquirer.
Y'all didn't think that Michael Jackson was an alien? The Inquirer convinced me, especially when
He
his
looked
nose
like it.
flat.
He did look like it. I didn't believe him when he said he never had plastic surgery.
That was a damn lie. Now you know he was.
Did he say that? I know that man did not say that.
Yeah,
He lying.
He did.
I did not know he ever. No, I do know the skin bleaching. He said was that what is it called? The vitiligo. I know he said that. And I don't know if
he
that
had reverse vitiligo.
Maybe that was true, but everything else, no. You know what it is?
Yeah,
he had a very bad.
He was the first person to put that on the map with that vitiligo, but they said he did have it, so I don't know.
No, I think he might have had it, but however,
I think he might have had it. Yeah.
But however, he got overly fixated.
Yeah.
You know what though? To be honest,
like if he had like stopped with the first surgery when he first did it, he would have been fine. But he had what do you call it? Body dysmorphia issue.
Yeah, same with Little Kim. Little Kim has always been a beautiful girl, but she just didn't see it. Now she looks like a cat or something.
But I will like to add though, with Lil Kim, a lot of it had to do with the men that was around her.
Okay.
And verbally and physically abusing her.
Yeah, obviously something. I mean, it's funny because he was so good looking, and he like messed it up. Messed his face up.
Yeah. You know what? Sidebar: did Little Kim ever write a book or have a memoir or anything like that?
I think so. I think so.
I'm gonna look it up. I don't remember hearing anything about.
I do remember her explaining that the reason why she had to keep going back into rhinoplasty surgery is because she'll get, she had a
get beat up. She would get beat like domestic violence.
And he would break her nose all the time.
Oh wow.
That's probably
I've
true.
heard something about that, but I don't even know if that was Little Kim's story or somebody else's. That is so sad.
That's how you know that man was jealous of her.
Oh, her boyfriend?
Yeah, because honestly speaking, people don't believe that your partner could be jealous of you and
Oh
want to
no, they
destroy
can. I
you.
believe that
Like
very
I'm gonna give
much.
you a good example, right now,
Say it
right?
again. Say that last part again.
I befriended my neighbors, right?
Uh-huh.
And so I have one neighbor, and I'm not gonna tell all her tea. I'm gonna just say
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
something, right? My neighbor works hard, right? And she very well, can pay the bills, right? She has a significant other who has a drinking problem and is unemployed, right? So
Mm-hmm.
she's doing everything, right? They came before all that, they actually like came together knowing that they wanted to live together, but he put the apartment in his name, the place in his name, but she's carrying it and she's carrying it.
Girl.
So whole time when he want to get into his bag, he say the worst things about her. Oh, she holding me back. F her, F this B, all types of crazy stuff, right? But
Uh-huh.
at the end of the day, you know that you can even live where you live at without her, right?
Wow.
I feel like he's on some level jealous of her because she is able to afford and do things and have the wherewithal to do things. And she can
Okay.
actually do better than him. So it's projecting too, right?
Yeah, very much so. I was
So
gonna say, and that's why he tries to keep her down or make her feel bad and all that type of
try
stuff
to
because
knock
he
her
knows he ain't
down,
shit.
right?
And
So when I'm
she doesn't see her worth, you know?
mhm, basically.
Exactly. Right on the head.
And basically, when I think about Lil Kim, I can absolutely see why a man will break your nose repeatedly.
Wow.
Because
Yeah.
technically, you're a celebrity and your face is important.
Wow. So that would make sense why you don't see, well, back in the day or whenever that was going on, people fade away and you don't see them out in the public and they're not going to party. You know what I mean? Damn,
Yeah,
that's
your
like
face is important.
diabolical.
And that's just like any other dude. Like I got a cousin, right, that was dealing with that she was dealing with this guy, and she was driving and he was not. So when he get mad, he want to mess her car up, like bust her windows out her car and stuff.
What?
Why? Because whole time you probably want a car.
Exactly. Exactly. People are sick. But what's so sad is that people stay in these relationships that they ain't about shit. Why would you be with anyway? And I don't have time for stuff. I don't do broke people, period.
And I mean, look, even if you are broke, be trying. At least try. Do something.
If you broke, how about you be humble, you be kind, you know what I mean? You be a good person.
Be
You
very
don't have
kind,
to.
very demure, very mindful.
Very mindful, right? How is it that your girlfriend or wife or whomever is paying all the bills and doing everything and you don't work but you talking shit? What? In what
Yeah,
world?
imagine that. Lil Kim is the star and she's doing all this. She doing her creative stuff and she getting paid for it. And basically she's bigger than you because you're probably trying to do shit and it ain't working.
Right.
So now you mad. And the minute that you get mad, you want to mess up anything that people like about her.
You know, I'm glad you shared that because I just thought she would have the body dysmorphia, but she was being beaten up on her face.
Yeah, she had to have her nose reconstructed a few times.
Yeah,
Dang. That's
yeah,
crazy. A few times?
and she's
That's
tiny. She's
crazy.
tiny.
And by the same man or by different men she's
By
had
the
to get
same
them.
man. And then
Oh
what I noticed in
no.
different men was emotional.
Oh no. Ooh, so
But
sad.
I'm gonna tell you, like Kaya, you put your trust in the man. How you figure? They lie to you and do you.
Jeez.
You can't trust nobody. Sometimes.
Ooh.
You know, funny, like you
Mm.
can't trust nobody, but at the same time, there's still beauty, you
Mm-hmm.
know, humanity. But unfortunately, especially we're going back to the internet, or even like back in the day with the rag, they always focus on the worst. You know, and let me tell you, when I do videos on like anything that had to do with solution or whatever, nobody listened to it. They only want to hear the drama.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, yeah, that's how it goes. That's
They
the
all
way of the world.
go sleep on it. I mean,
They
look at the
don't want to hear
president.
you
Look
talking
at the
about good
president.
stuff, girl.
I mean, look at the president before this one. He was so quiet and calm. Nobody gave him credit. But this one with Mr. Loudmouth, we all focused on him because he's Mr. Whatever. So it's really us as society. We got addicted to drama.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
more worried
I
about.
agree. I definitely agree to that.
I mean, even myself, I'll admit it. You know,
We're more worried about bravado and ego than we are what's
maybe working
actually
through
going
that as
on.
a collective, our ego and stuff like that.
And speaking of presidency, I was going to talk about it in the topic, but isn't it funny? The same people who voted for him voted against their interests.
I know
I don't
they were so
even.
worried about they actually believe, like I know people who voted for him, they're getting their passport ready because they really believe that she was a commie. Meanwhile, he's a dictator. He's working with dictators. And by the way,
I
she won.
agree.
By the way,
I said that his first term that he had a dictator spirit, and I don't know why they let him back for a second term for him to complete everything that he wanted to do the first time.
listen, as popular as she was, Kamala did win. That election was stolen. And not because I'm a voter of hers. It was stolen. Gonna be
But
found
that's
out.
how I feel too. Remember, I did it. I think I did 2 readings about that, about the election. I called him a dictator. He wants to rule. He don't
He
wants to
wants to
be a
rule.
president.
And
He wants
shit,
I've
to
been calling
rule.
him a dictator prior to 2020 or prior to his whatever he was. And I was like, this nigga, he got a dictator spirit. He's just a dictator. And he didn't even the first time he came into office, he didn't even understand how the presidency works. He thinking that he could come in there and just say whatever and do whatever and it's supposed to go. That's why his first 100 days, how many executive orders has he made? Like what?
He made sure he started putting in a whole bunch of stuff because people do not believe in Project 2025, and people was telling y'all. And then the sad thing is that when they got exposed, he decided to stop actually saying it, but he was saying it. It was his
Right.
talking point
Exactly.
the whole time. That's
Exactly.
for one. For
he
two,
says everything. I don't
I
know if
did
he
a whole reading and I felt like Kamala was supposed to win because you don't know this, Tweety, but
Okay.
I think the Knight of Pentacles, and I don't
Oh, I
know if it
saw you. You were freaking out. You're like, oh no. You're like, oh no. That night. You had to
because the
turn
Knight of Pentacles is slow, but then I got a card for him. I forgot if it was upright or reverse. It was the Two of Pentacles, and I was like, hold on, wait. And mind you, the Two of Pentacles is talking about like juggling finances, right? But if we're
Okay.
talking about like a presidency, I don't know if I forgot if it was upright or reverse. Reverse is like making too many financial promises.
Okay.
It could also be that I follow the people who they call the Election Truth Alliance. They
Mm-hmm.
they did switch and bait. People who voted for Kamala is switched to Trump. Because remember Elon Musk, all that are into
Yeah,
stifling.
and then I felt
And
like the
also
stuff that was
satellite, and also China's helping, Iran is helping. We're dealing with evil, okay?
yeah.
So it's not just
Wait,
white
how is China helping? China's helping who? Trump?
China
cipher.
was helping initially, but now they didn't realize that he was going to do the things that he was going to do.
No,
Okay.
China's playing both sides. That's what they're doing. Because
You said what?
China's playing both sides, just like Iran.
Okay.
So that means they're working with him, and they're also don't want to piss off us because they have a lot of business around the world.
Of course, yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I hope, I pray that, I think that's what's going to happen. I think that Kamala and Biden know, but given how crazy the red hats are, if they had said anything like, oh, there was some kind of election issue, they would have called it a lie, and or if she had won. So I do follow political psychics, and one of them said the reason why that temporarily 47th in there to show the red hat how bad he truly is, which is, I mean, even now they're still blind, but they're starting to see how
Yeah.
bad him and Elon. So I pray that is so, because they would not believe it. They would, all those guys with guns, those crazy Southerners.
Okay, well, I'm gonna just add to that colorful foresight. The first time Trump was in office, remember he eliminated Meals on Wheels,
Yeah.
and the people who was okay with it, they thought it was just gonna be the blacks and the Hispanics, right? And when it happened,
We know that the race problem issue. I mean, that's no secret.
yeah, but when
Right.
it happened though, the main people who were complaining was the main what was white people. And whole time, and I'm be more clear, and I'm making it clear for my platform.
Yeah.
I am not colorist, racist. I don't have a problem with black, white, Hispanic, whatever. Honestly speaking, I'm not that. What I am is a real life situational person.
Okay.
I speak on situational stuff. Mm-hmm. But if we're going to talk on the whole front is that people are really voting against their best interests because
they are. I have no idea. It's crazy.
Because they decide to go along because they feel like whatever their thing is, they feel like they're being validated by going along with it.
Yeah.
Like the more the merrier kind of thing, more numbers.
Like, for instance, right?
White supremacy.
I don't understand why a Mexican American will vote for Donald Trump.
Yeah, I don't get that at all. When he's been telling you what he stands for and what he plans to do and what he thinks about you.
But a lot of them really believe about the grocery. They really believe about the egg. I'm telling you, if it's not white supremacy, I also believe that war in Israel was created by 47 them to make Biden look bad, because you have all these Middle Eastern people suddenly voting for Trump because they don't like Biden for giving all that money in Israel.
Right. And now they don't even talk about the war. They're not even talking about it.
Don't nobody care about the war no more.
That's crazy.
Like, I'll be honest with you, like, even the war over there with Russia and what is it called?
Ukraine.
Yeah.
Ukraine. To be honest, like, I think I did a reading on that before too. I mean, look, I be doing stuff and I
yeah.
Right? But I won't forget a certain feeling. Like, I know Ukraine will lose. But at the same time, I mess with Ukraine because they not backing down. And
they're not backing down at all.
Mind you, their president was a comedian. Right?
That's crazy.
Their president, stop me when I'm lying, colorful foresight. Their president was initially like a comedian actor or something like that.
Yes, I remember that. Yes.
And when it first happened, when he went on camera and got active and got serious, he was like, at the end of the day, the way I seen it was, yeah, they bigger than us, but so what? We're going to nut and we're going to butt.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to do this. Yeah. Nah, you're not coming in here doing this, that, and the third. And it's kind of off topic, but that's how I feel like America needs to be, though, because I see a lot of people talking about, oh, F America, Americans saying F America, and we shouldn't be in the military, and forget this and forget that. But in all actuality, if, say for instance, the worst happens and America gets invaded, do you really think they're gonna look at you and be like, oh, I seen a post where you didn't like America, so I'm not gonna do anything wrong to you? No, they're gonna look at you as an American, and they're gonna do bad things to you.
She said they're gonna do bad things.
What do invaders do? They invade, rape, pillage, conquer, kill. What are you talking about? So I find it stupid when Americans go about the internet. I hate America and America is this and America is that. Oh, you shouldn't join the army. Mind you, there's other people in your chat that's from other countries that's helping you feel that way as well. Because hopefully one day when it's time to go to war, y'all don't want to do it. It's to weaken you.
Yeah.
Right? At the end of the day, when foreigners invade, they don't see you as an individual. They see you as the op.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, right now we're hated because of 47.
I just think that America looks stupid sometimes when we go about the internet talking about how America is so horrible and fuck America. But all these foreigners
The
want to
most
be in America.
embarrassing thing was January 6th when they raided the Capitol. I was
stupid,
embarrassed.
and that made us look stupid.
I was embarrassed watching it. I was embarrassed watching it. Like, oh my God. We're America. We don't do stuff
You
like
know
this.
what
We
else
go
I
into
feel embarrassed
other
about?
places
When
that do
Donald
stuff
Trump
like
did
this.
that to the president of Ukraine on live, he tried to basically punk him. Oh, we do so much. Like, no, fuck that. And then you know how many, and whole time, I don't even know for a fact, but I picked that shit up. That it's a lot of countries that don't fuck with America based on that shit.
Wow.
We're hated, honestly, right now. I mean,
Well, that solidified the hate.
Yeah.
Because honestly speaking, even Ukraine President Vladimir Putin told people that, well, guess what? Ukraine is doing what they supposed to do. They supposed to fight for their country, even though they're invading it, even though that's fucked up. Yeah, they're the one invading it. But at the same time, at least they can respect the fact that they ain't no bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It's literally like a David and Goliath story being played out.
I respect the fact that you're gonna fight for your country, and I don't think that you should do nothing less. But then we got America talking about something. We do so much for you. Oh, we gave you money. The fuck? You know how many people gave America money when it was doing the doing the revolution and shit?
I think people don't mind helping Ukraine, but we have so much problems here. Like Biden gave so much money to Israel. Biden gave so much money to Ukraine. It's not that they didn't want to help. It's just they're like, what's going on? But
let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. Whose fault is that though?
It was 47 and his widow that were disrespectful.
But let's be very clear though. Now here's what I'm gonna say here. We're broke because of generational shit.
Right.
Excuse my language. We're broke because of generational stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why there's a rich and there's a poor is because it was orchestrated that way.
Yeah.
So if we're gonna blame things on people, we have to blame the systematic damn, I forgot the damn word. We have to blame the systematic classism.
Yeah.
So you already got that going on. And because people like the statuses of where they are, they're not going to change it. Like, it was one time, it was the guy that was actually like in in President Obama's initial run, I forgot the guy that he was running against, right? But even he did not like Donald Trump. And I remember because I was working as a home health aide and I was at this lady's house and I was
Mm-hmm.
working overnight, but I was watching him speak. And he was talking about how the Republican ideology is that if you give the rich more money, it would trickle down.
Yeah, which is
But the
ridiculous.
problem is, it does not trickle down. That's
It does
right.
not trickle down.
That's what Biden would try and
They
say.
hoard it, right? So that's what's happening from generation to generation. They are money hungry. It's greedy people. That's generation on generation. So now you're going to get mad at a president because of what? He wants to help another country and he's giving money out. But in the same token, we wouldn't be as broke if the rich did not trickle down. If the rich would have trickled down what they was supposed to trickle down.
Yeah, if they would have adhered to their theory, because the Republican ones, well, I'm not sure when this thing came into play, but the Republican ones are the ones with the money as of now. So if it's supposed to be working, why isn't it?
Well, that's why we have oligarchs issued right now.
So how the hell do you blame a president for sending all this money and we ain't got stuff? But in all actuality, the reason why we don't have stuff is because we wanted to put a system in as bring tax cuts and more money to the rich with businesses, so they're supposed to trickle down stuff like
Right,
Walmart.
right.
Walmart has all this money and is paying minimum wage to their workers, knowing that they're no. Walmart,
Right,
you
right.
supposed to be getting paid at least $22 an hour at Walmart.
Well, can we say something? You know, the election. I mean, not like there had been other election that was stolen, but this election was stolen, and not only that, this is a problem because it's not just a USA thing. It's oligarchs, dictators from white supremacy to non-white want to own the world, and so this is serious. We all got to pray, and that's why, like when I go on Blue Sky, social, it's a new social app. You got people from Canada, Australia. They're all worried because they know that if we go
We need
under,
an uprising.
well, no, they're worried because if USA supposed to be one of the wealthiest, we have very strong military. If
Right.
having
You know
working
what?
Russia, China, Iran, you're gonna give them our money and our military. They're screwed. That's why Canada, they're first world country. They have apathy issues, just like in the USA. There was a lot of conservative that were going to vote for Trump too. Oh, they decided to vote for a liberal because they saw. So in a way, what happened the first 3 months really woke up a lot of first world country, like in Europe and Canada, because you know. So I'm hoping. I don't know what's going to happen, but I do hope. I mean, I know they know that that election was rigged, but I don't know what they're doing behind the scene. If they're doing some
Yeah.
investigation, but you can't because there's too many MAGA, not just in the USA but around the world, and people, they have a problem with the Democrat too. Not everything Democrat is great, but that's why when people like, well, Trump won, as popular he wasn't as popular as um 2016, 2020. What happened is
Yeah, 2020. Uh-huh.
a lot of people just didn't vote because they didn't like Kamala either. Because I guess she just came out of nowhere, 2, 3 months. Even though technically she's been a vice president for 4
That
years.
was my
But
pet peeve, though. My pet peeve was this. This is how they use some stuff against her.
yeah,
Y'all was so worried about what she didn't do as a vice president. What the fuck did vice presidents ever do that was major?
Exactly. Name 3 or 4 famous vice presidents that did something noteworthy. Like what? We're not looking
Matter
at
of
the
fact,
vice
the only
president.
vice president that I knew of that did something really, really noteworthy was when John F. Kennedy was assassinated and the vice president had to assume office.
Oh yeah.
Right. And that is actually how we look at vice presidents. Well, I do, as a backup, as a just in case. That's really how I look at them. I'm not looking at them to implement policies, come up with things, be doing the press conference. They're over there to shake hands and hug baby. You know what I mean? Like what?
Yeah. But
Yeah,
I
I
never
know.
understood that. And then the
And
other part,
out of many vice presidents, she probably had the most government skill. You know.
and then the other part though is that I seen so many people talking about how she was not black enough.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, listen,
And
I'm
then
white.
mind you,
I
hold
don't.
on, wait. I'm about to add to you,
Yeah.
colorful foresight. You know what? And my theory always was this: everybody watches the internet, right?
Yeah.
I feel like they use that because it would be very dumb to think that when we are talking about voting for president and things like that, that there are not people that are paid to go online and see what people are saying
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
and
Right.
actually come back with that information. And if it's beneficial to that party, they're going to use it. So
Right.
we literally help by saying all these negative things about her not being black enough, and
Right.
this that, and the third. Oh, she's trying to play or whatever to African Americans by doing this and by doing that, and I'm like, y'all not know y'all are helping this man because he about to use that, right? And I said something like that, and people told me I was crazy, and then
And
next
she was
thing you
also
know,
throwing out that she was
Donald Trump says that she's not black enough.
I mean, honestly, I don't understand that. And I'm white. Like, not because I'm a liberal. Like, she obviously not white. She
Right. But she's not white. Exactly.
And let's keep it true. To keep it true, if it was back in Jim Crow, she would still have to use the black
Hey, that
office,
part.
the
That
black
part.
girl's bathroom.
That
She would
part.
have
she
to
And
sit
they
in
had
the
know
back of the
that.
class. Like, what are we
she had
talking
two
about?
things against her. She was a woman.
Well, that right there is where it needs to stop. She was a woman. They're not going to let a woman run this country yet for whatever
Mm,
reason.
she
And
confused.
But
then
most
I'm not gonna lie,
CEOs,
Donald Trump
most
tends to
CEOs
win
of
against
companies
women.
are ran by women. Most of these big corporations are run by, I forgot what the percentage was, but I was so shocked. So if women can literally run the world with businesses and corporations, why can't they run the government? Like what?
No, because it is a very man world. And
Hell
listen,
yeah.
one thing that people tell me, which I understand, just because, like with Hillary, just because she's a woman, which something liberals do, right? You should not vote for her just being a woman. So when
Yeah.
Kamala
Yeah.
came, another woman, I go, listen, we had 46 men. Some of them, one with the president, Reagan, and all that. You're telling me we can't even allow one in? You're worried about her credential, but you you shouldn't vote just because she's a woman. But we had men, so I don't understand. And we voted for whoever. You understand? Like even if we were just
Yeah.
based on
Yep.
a woman, uh, how many like Ronald Reagan was an actor. Remember?
Yeah. Yep. He sure was.
Uh, I mean, I don't know. It's just nonsense, honestly. Like sometimes I feel like we're watching the Twilight Zone. That's all I could tell you. Like
It's
honestly,
very
a lot of
strange. What I keep saying is, I don't know why they let him back in. For me, they let him back in because they wanted him to finish whatever previous plot or plan they had. They had 4 years to think about this every day, every second about
I mean,
what year in 2024 is going to look like, and what is it that they're going to do. And that is exactly what they're doing. They are
they
sticking to their plan, doing everything they wanted to do. Now, I don't know if they're going to be successful. As I said, he's doing these executive orders thinking like it's a magic free for all. You don't even understand. We have Congress, we have House of Representatives and a Senate. Like, you can't just say, this is what we're going to do. Like,
well, we
that's
got
crazy.
14 AG fighting against him now. So we have to have some faith because I don't he's so bad. So, but listen, he's getting what happened. The problem is it's owned by a lot of dictators and oligarchs, very wealthy oligarchs. You know what I mean? So that's the challenge. That's not just about we the election with rig and this and that. Not even about we know that white supremacy. It's even worse. It's white supremacy and non-white dictators, oligarch trying to control everybody. Just like him with he trying to make America really poor. Why? With because that way the billionaire could buy everything for cheap. You understand? So
But
Yeah,
here's
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
problem, though. Like, look,
I think we have to have some faith because I do see I think a lot of people were shocked. We got to see that the Democrats were not as what we thought prepared, but now they're starting to get the rhythm. So we gotta pray. You know what I mean? And he is so bad that it's waking up a lot of the red hats. But a lot of them are in denial still. And you know what? Honestly, when I watch the people around me and they're good people and they voted for him, they're too busy working 2, 3 jobs. And then you got Fox News that lied the shit out of you. And
and that right there, I'm happy you brought up Fox News. That is why we're not hearing about the war anymore from this
hey, you guys
administration.
keep talking. I'm about to put it on mute. I gotta take a quick break. Keep
Okay.
talking.
So I was going to say, and this is why we're not hearing about the war anymore, because we have a new administration and they don't want to focus on that. You know what I mean? Prior to this new administration, that's all they talked about every day.
so that's
Every
why
day they talked about the war,
anybody
the war, the war.
on the call join Blue Sky because everybody, they're putting the real news on there. Also, the Mighty Touch, the Lion Truth, uh, Election Lion Truth, the Jessica Denson on YouTube, Adam Mockler. Those are and they're getting really. They just beat Joe Rogan, so people are taking it more seriously. Like Mighty Touch just beat Joe Rogan, and some of
Oh, okay. That's a
these
podcast.
pastors that were all for Trump. They're the one who helped a lot of the young guys to vote for 47.
Oh,
Finally, whether they're jumping, they're what do you call it, I don't know if they were blind or they were paid. I think it's all above, but they're
uh
starting to
huh.
go against 47. So we have to keep going. We got to keep pushing because this is not just about another country going under. This is about the whole world. I don't want to be dramatic, but that's pretty much what it is.
Uh huh. Yeah, 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 yeah. No, I
Like
know because you were
talk about
saying that about that. You were saying earlier that we're going through a change and a shift. So yeah, things are going to be uncomfortable. Things are going to be uneasy. So
and you
that
were
does
talking
make sense
about
that it
celebrities,
is about the whole world.
and you were talking about celebrities, how like we're seeing a lot of stuff with the celebrities. Some of the celebrities that were pointed at, they were not bad. It was because like QAnon and those type, they are that. Like everything that 47 said or
Oh,
his
I
people,
haven't heard about that group
they
in a while. Yeah, go on.
are that. They are that. So what happened is they're pointing. There's some of the truth. There's some truth too, like the Hollywood, the Hollywood
Yeah,
weird.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
But everybody they're pointing at, some of them, like they are innocent. It's because they are that. They are doing that. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And
yeah, yeah, yeah.
so, yeah, it definitely like she kept bringing it up, Dazzle, about the age of Aquarian. Everything's being seen for sure.
And the age of Aquarius, is that like the exposure part or something, like things being exposed?
Age of Aquarian, you're supposed to be in the period. We're supposed to be heading into a period of time of. I mean, it's not. We're not going to get too woo woo, but like more peace and things like that. Also,
Oh, okay.
Aquarius is also a time of revolution. But just because we have
Oh, okay. So change and that like radicalism kind of thing.
revolution, the Civil War, but it doesn't have to be the Civil War. It could be
Yeah,
power of the purse, like people not going to Target, they're not going to Walmart,
yeah,
um, they're not buying from Amazon. There are different ways that you could, fight against the corporation and things like that.
yeah.
You know what I mean? But I do believe, like going back to the celebrity, because this is how we started. Uh, I if everything goes well, we're supposed to be seeing more, we're supposed to be evolving more and all that. So hopefully that happens. Right now, I don't know. But I'm not the doom and gloom. I have hope.
Yeah.
Keep pushing. We just gotta keep pushing. I'm starting to see like people are waking up. It's just that it's hard to admit when you're wrong. So I think that's where
Exactly. But
you
as
got
I say as well too,
to admit it, you know what I mean? So
people don't care until it affects you. So Trump can put all these orders or do this or do that and say we're not going to do this and we're not going to do that, but you're going to go ahead and mind your business up until you get that pink note. Excuse me, you get the pink slip or whatever from your job. Because when he was doing, all the federal people were losing their jobs, and I think some people got reinstated if they were on probation or something like that, and they got let go. They were able to keep their job. But all those kind of things, you don't care until, because it sounds good in theory, up until what he told you is applied to you. It's okay when it was applied to somebody else, you didn't care. But now it's applied to you, and now you're upset, and you voted for him. That's the crazy part.
you know what? If that's what's gonna take for them to wake up, so be it. You know,
So be
and
it. So
I
be
mean,
it.
it's bad. I mean, we could be mad at them, but I hope that we get more of them. Even though they had to learn the hard way, uh,
Yeah.
they join us because we need them because they want the reason. If you notice, he divided USA, right?
Of
Not
course.
only
Of course. Of course. Of
47,
course.
but now it's 47 dividing us from allies. So they're doing that to
Oh
me.
wow.
They want to
Oh
instead of
wow.
like, I'm right, you voted for that. We gotta get over it and be like, okay, get on our side so we can outnumber them.
Yeah, exactly. That's when the numbers count. When you have the majority and you're able to make moves. When you're actually able, America is able to start something grassroots and come up and be, like a dominant authority. A
Yeah.
dominant authority.
Right. Because if you
So
have like
yeah, hopefully they do wake up.
you got Canada pissed off of you, got Denmark. They make it like he's dumb, which he is, but he had people behind him, like Project 25. He had Putin behind him and Iran and all that. They're not dumb,
Yeah.
but
Yep.
they're
No,
gonna
honestly.
but they're
So
not.
the Project 25 people are, I forgot what they're called, QAnon or QAnon and some other stuff. That's who came up.
It's the Heritage Foundation. They've been around since the 80s. They're probably never going to go away, but doesn't mean that they could be in power. So the point is to suppress them, rather than elevate them. So I mean, to me,
Because I heard something about that with the whole
obvious.
Project
Like,
25 thing. I'm not sure if it's the Harrison Foundation, but it was basically a group of people who have the same ideology, and they've been working their way into the government for the past few decades. Now this is the culmination of it. The Project 2025 is the
the Heritage
culmination
Foundation.
of basically grassroots people who are like, we need to get into the government, we need to get in position, we need to be making the rules, and that's what they did successfully, under what, 3 4 decades.
Yeah, but when even though most of them are in his cabinet's not doing very well. So let's keep pushing. I think how okay, I said something. I said, if you look at history, dictators and mob bosses, it never ends well for them. So and somebody
That
said
is a true statement.
somebody said, yeah, but they could do a lot of damage in between. Like
Okay, so I'm
Hitler.
back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back.
Okay,
So I
go
had to
on. They
bring it
could do a
all
lot of
in the
damage in
inside,
between.
girl. I had to bring everything back inside from outside. So now
Oh, from outside. So that's the
so
downfall of being outside, bringing everything in.
Let's end it with like let's have hope and faith, even for Andy Stone, whether she questionable or not. I do believe what happened to her will come to light, and it's important. Unfortunately, she
Right. So
um
that is a good analogy. I like that. The dictators and mob bosses, it never ends well, but all the damage they do. Yeah.
oh time,
This
you
is
have
there though. Let's talk about it. Let's talk
What
about
you say?
the Mussolini. Let's talk about the Stallones.
the what?
Mussolini.
Yeah,
Honestly,
Saddam Hussein, Osama bin
yeah.
Laden.
Like,
None
okay,
of them.
so
They all died badly.
Stallone died, and they had a grand funeral, and people loved him.
Talking about Stallone? You talking about Stalin? You saying Stalin?
Stalin. There we go,
You
Stalin.
talking about
I
Stallone?
call
There
him
ain't no wealthy
Stallone.
by. Go on.
Stalin, he died, and people still liked him. Mussolini, him and his mistress, they
Oh,
got
yeah, they
killed
put him
and hung
upside down.
upside down.
Oh, those people really damaged him. No, but you know what? Somebody was like very like mean. They were like, yeah, but you know how much damage they did in between. I go, well, maybe we can learn from history. Doesn't have to go that long or that bad.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
hopefully we nip it soon. I don't know. You know,
You know what? To tell you the truth, I don't know anything about Mussolini, and I don't know much about Stalin. Stalin, I would know more about just because of his name, and I know he's the Russian dictator in World War II and all that. But Mussolini, I don't know anything about him.
Mussolini, they
Texas.
put him upside down. They hung him and his mistress. Then once they put him down, they smashed his face, her face, the people. After a while, they
Really?
They hung them up for days, though. Put that in there. They hung them up for days.
oh yeah, yeah.
Wow, the Italian people?
They shot.
Yeah.
They executed them and hung them up upside down, and then they hung them up
Damn.
upside down for days.
And, you guys say that mistress. Where was his wife? Where was she?
Oh, I don't know. It's just a
Oh, okay. I'm like his mistress. I'm like, where's
That's
the
why.
wife?
Okay, that's why. Thank God to my grandfather. The one thing I've always watched, and the reason why I watched it so much is because he always watched it, was the military channel.
Oh, was he in the military?
No, he wasn't.
Oh, he
You know
wanted
why?
to be.
'Cause they told him he couldn't go during the draft because my grandfather was overweight.
You know, that's what
But
they
you
did.
know it was a good thing.
Damn, being overweight saved his life, or might have saved his
During
life. I don't know.
Vietnam. During Vietnam.
Dang, seriously, Vietnam? Wow.
Yeah, because they was drafting people.
They sure were. They sure were drafting people.
Yeah, but you
I'm
had
sorry,
to meet
colorful. Go on, colorful. What were you saying? Were you saying something colorful?
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm just saying, like, we have to think it never really ends well for even mob boss, the Italian
Yeah,
mob boss.
that is so true, and it's always so brutal. It's always so brutal.
Usually they go to jail or, you know, they get thrown in the sea. It doesn't end well, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
See, okay, so now we're at the end of the track, right?
Sorry.
So, but I gotta do some reading. So I do gotta do some. I didn't told y'all I was gonna do some.
Okay, good.
So what do you guys think I should read on based on the topics that we have discussed? What questions do you have?
Okay, my question is, well, you guys are talking about the age of Aquarius and stuff. I got a question about that in regards to what should we be looking for within the next 3 to 6 months globally?
Okay, so I have to do it based on I told you guys that I was going to do some readings based on technically the oracle cards that I just received, and I did a bit of an unboxing.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the beginning of my live.
Yes.
And so that was at the end. So I have to close it out with that, right? I promised y'all that.
Okay.
Girl, we've been on here for like how long? How many hours? Almost 3 hours?
Yeah, we carried on. We carried on, girl. We carried on.
We sure did. I can't believe it's been almost 3 hours. I was thinking, okay, girl, we just gonna talk. I'm gonna get off. Hey, girl, bye.
Girl, it's the longest I've been on my line. Soon, girl. You know,
wow, this is crazy.
I be trying to give it to y'all, and I be trying to go about my business.
well, the lesson here, Dazzle, is don't drop the link.
No, actually, I should drop the link. I like
okay, well, I was about to say, if you don't want to be on here for a long time.
I don't mind talking. I'm a whole Gemini. We can talk and bounce off of stuff all day.
I told you. I said, yeah, drop the link because I could talk.
And then Colorful Foresight thought that she ain't had no conversation. Look at her.
Yeah, she had good conversation. She was teaching me some things.
Go deep, you triggered in it. Once you go deep, I get into that stuff. By the way, I did a reading with Dazzle. I was so wrong, and that showed how delusional I was. We did a reading on the war in Russia, and we're like, how long gonna last? I was like, 2 weeks. Yeah, right.
But look, I'm gonna tell you though. Now, don't do it. Don't do that to yourself too much.
No, but I'm just saying, like, what the hell? 2 weeks? It's been like 3 years, right?
Maybe it was talking about years and not weeks. But here's what I'm saying though. Like, tarot is not an exact science.
Exactly.
Anything is intuitive and even psychic, right?
Yeah.
I have times where I said something I seen a number 2 and something, and I said 2 weeks, and it was 2 years or 2 months, whatever.
Yeah. But Dazzle gives her little disclaimer in the front until they come up with the perfect science of this thing. Nobody could do.
Yeah, but
I ain't shit but a bitch that's talking shit on YouTube. That's what I am.
Okay. She gives her little disclaimer in the beginning. I'll be like, okay.
Like, I don't know nothing. I'm just telling you what I'm telling you. And if it fit, it fit. If the glove don't fit, you must have quit.
You must have quit. Okay, you must have quit.
But that
is something that people do need to understand about tarot. It's for me, because I just watch it. I don't read. I'm not interested in getting into reading, but I love listening, and I have my faves. That's why I'm over here on that. I've been following Dazzle for years. I ain't gonna hold you. I've been following her for years.
For years, haven't I?
Yeah, girl.
For years, I've been
That's why I feel good.
I've been
anyway,
ratatouille mess.
Okay, so tarot is for whatever at that time, and I like how it changes, and it's not set in stone.
Outside of celebrity stuff, I'm gonna tell you, tarot is really to enlighten you about you. You already know the answer. Whole time, to be honest with you, tarot talks about what could happen.
Right. What could happen, either what has happened, either it resonates with you or it don't. You know what I mean? Like, I just listen. But I'm not gonna hold you. When I do need to make a decision, or when I'm making a decision, or something like comes into my remembrance, I do think about my readings. I ain't gonna hold you. I think about my readings when something does happen.
And I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I'm not. What I'm really saying is, tarot is helping you, enlighten you, right? At the very end of the day. And to be honest, like, when I started tarot, like, honestly speaking, I started making my own oracle cards, right? And I think I said that before, but it actually helped me, right? It was actually like self-therapy.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
And then, like, for instance, like my cousin that y'all seen on my live before, right? She wants to start her own YouTube channel. She's a little afraid, and she hasn't uploaded yet. But I push her towards it, and I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop that, right? But it means a lot of stuff, right? Like, I'm so happy I did inspire her to do it. But what I'm saying is that it's almost like you find your groove. With me personally, I like something. If I really like it, I'm a Gemini. I will catch on to it real quick because I'm fixated on it, right?
Okay.
I make it a part of my life. And I did not know that it was going to be part of my life all these years. I thought I was just going to make a bunch of cards, by scratch and misspell words.
Yeah, in the beginning, you're curious. You're just looking at it. You're not thinking anything, really.
Like, whole time, I didn't even know, girl, I wrote by like 1,000 cards. And mind you, they were from construction paper. And I cut them out, and I put words on there. And I think I was misspelling some words, girl. DCPS did me bad. DCPS. District of Columbia Public Schools did me bad. Did me bad. But I said, forget it. I'm gonna roll with it. I know what it means, right? So I would come on here and just start saying how I felt with each card. Mind you, I did not know that I was tapping into intuition based on Oracle back then.
Okay.
But then I went to tarot, right?
Okay.
And a lot of people was telling me I was wrong about things initially because whole time people don't understand when you do tarot initially, you get hot. You got a hot season that shit be on point, right?
Okay.
Because it's almost like you're fresh in a religion.
Okay, yeah, you on fire and yeah, you excited, ready to go.
Yeah. And then afterwards comes in the self-doubt, the one thinking you don't know everything, or whatever. So then that's when you start focusing on the meanings and focusing on this and recalibrating yourself and things like that.
Yeah.
So it's gonna get like that, and then after a while, you be like, "Fuck that shit." If y'all don't like that shit, y'all don't like that shit. I know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah. I remember you had did one video. I forgot what it was, and I remember telling you, I was like, "Girl, you should." It was the video you did, but you weren't confident in what you were saying, and then what you saying came to pass. And you was like, "I should have put that video up." I was like, "Girl, whenever you do a video, post it. Don't ever not post it because you're not sure." I forgot what it was. I forgot what it was. You was on point like 2 weeks later.
No, girl, it was that Nicki Minaj and Cardi B thing. I said they was gonna fight. I said they was gonna get into it.
It was a different one about a man, and you were right about it. I forget who. It was a long time ago. I'm not gonna hold you.
Of things that I put on private, girl. But what I realized is.
And I told you don't do that anymore. I told you don't do that anymore. Just let your video live. You know, see how it aged.
And then whole time though, the saddest part about the whole thing is that what people don't know about me is that I immediately went on the internet starting that journey. So I'm still on the whole journey. Like so when I started doing oracle readings, I was on the internet. Right, wrong, and and then mind you, it's not a lie. I literally practice with my father. Mind you, my dog is in the background wanting to get out the cage. He been asleep the whole time. Now he won't wake up at some odd time.
He's telling us we gotta wrap it up. That's what he's saying.
Right.
We gotta wrap stuff up. Now, look. I'm gonna do this damn oracle reading on something.
Okay. I'm gonna be quiet. Just say whatever comes to mind.
Right? Do y'all want me to unbox this one?
Oh, nice. Archetypes. Okay.
Y'all
I'm behind because I don't see it. Hold on. Okay.
It's archetypes.
Okay.
I didn't even think this box was gonna be that big because this is a circle oracle deck.
That's huge.
I didn't even think that. Girl, I paid $122 for like 8.
Ooh. Those must be some good cards. I don't know how much cards you own.
I got this one.
It's like an addiction, the cards. It's like, you know.
Oh, okay.
When you, it's about all creativity and all about what your stuff is. Like, I'm going to tell y'all right now, I think I have more than 100 decks.
I believe it. There's a lot of people that they love it, you know. I respect it, the collection.
Or you want me to do true crime?
Oh, another day.
Okay. Or do you want me to do like I'm asking y'all. I'm really asking y'all what y'all want me to read with. Do y'all want me to read with this?
Let's do a positive thing to wrap up for the night. But another night.
Let's do archetypes.
But you know what?
It's a big one. I think I want to do. Or do you want to do the journey? Because this is the sister deck of this one.
Let's do the journey.
Sign of the times.
I have that card, sign of the time, by the way.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do the journey. Okay, this is my first time, y'all. This is my opening.
Yeah,
I don't know what these cards look like.
True crime is a little too serious for, right now.
Oh.
That'd be good for your
a true crime deck. See, that's interesting. If you do a reading on some crime, do use that deck next time. I don't know how that works.
But see, you know what I'm really drawn to? I like this comic book one.
Oh yeah, look at that. Love and Money. Oh.
Mm-hmm. I like this one. I can't wait to open that one.
You get that. And those are
Oh, that seems cool.
Mind you, when she got inspired to start doing it, you know what she did to me? She called me one day and she was like, "Girl, guess what? Well, you know you inspired me, so I brought like 30. I bought like 30 decks.
Girl, not 30.
That's wow.
I was like 30. And she was like, yeah, that Oracle and Tarot. And then she came over with all of
They were what?
Girl, was they a dollar a pack? Because that sounds, I don't know how much these decks are, but that sounds expensive.
Now, if you get them from Sheen,
Oh, okay.
they're going to be cheap. But
do want to
the
say
only issue, the only issue with Sheen and Temu is that it's not by the original.
Yeah, you want to kind of go by the original, save the money, because you're working with tarot. I know I would want a $5 card deck. Trust me, I would. But if you are doing that to work with others, you want to be authentic.
Okay, so quick review, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
I like the Sign of the Times card stock quality than this one.
Yeah, I like it too. I have that one.
This one is a little bit more flimsy. Like, that's the back, this is the front. Like, and then I don't like the fact that the Sign of the Times deck is bigger than this one. This one looks like a regular tarot deck. You see what I'm saying? Even though it's Oracle.
I know what you mean, because it hurts your hand after all the big cards.
Let me see something. So what are we talking about? What do you want to ask? It comes with a pamphlet, though. I do like the fact that it comes with a pamphlet. So, okay, so what are we talking about real quick? I got to do at least one before I roll out, before my dog really get to rolling.
I know, he's like, oh, shut up.
He's tired of me. He said, Mommy, it's time to go.
He's like, enough.
Did you already read about Shannon and stuff? What did you already read about?
Anybody. We was talking the whole time.
Oh, I'm saying like another night, like yesterday or the day before.
Yeah, we already talked about Shannon. I just didn't talk about the endorsement deals being lost.
Okay. So ask about that. Let's see. Ask him if Disney, if he's going to be not ruined, but financially hit because of Disney, and if he has to pay that girl, or if it's going to go to court. Like, I don't know what you asked already.
I already talked about that part. I said that, like, most likely she going to get some money. I think she might not even go all the way through. It's a possibility. But if they go to court, I'll be honest with you, he has a better chance going to court.
He has a better chance what?
He has a better chance fighting it through.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. And she might have to pay him. But however,
he got no money.
But see, he got like scared because he's getting embarrassed.
Yeah.
Embarrassing, if anything.
But the Michelle thing wasn't embarrassing. Michelle wasn't embarrassing.
Well, at least
we all know that was a play.
I was putting in work. You know what I'm saying? I was putting
the Michelle thing was a whole play. Like, that was a whole setup.
Yeah, I think he deliberately, to be honest. I think
everybody knows that.
But no.
I want to know what his reputation will be like when this is over.
Let's speculate something about it. Shannon Sharpe this channel with this.
Because I really think it's putting a bad stain on him right now. Because everybody called him Unc, like he was big.
Really putting some mustard on his jacket. That's what they're doing, and they're doing it for money. 1, 2, 3. What's the outcome of all this for Shannon Sharpe? Oh, man, no.
Like, whoa.
I don't like that. I don't like it.
I know. Like, whoa, calm down.
The outcome is that all the rumors are going to be labeled as true. Clarity in the reverse. The back of this is growing in the reverse. I feel like it's going to stunt his growth, and all the rumors that people think that he will be validated.
Oh, no. Damn.
But it won't be validated in the sense that it's actually accurate. It's going to be validated in the sense that it's gossip and hearsay.
Yeah.
Based on clarity being reversed. As in, they're not. Matter of fact, I'm be more technical with you now. Here's the sad part, right? After everything is over, there will be something on Pacer and stuff, right? The documents. Ain't nobody going to look at the documents. And if you do look at it, you're not gonna care because you rather believe the rumors.
Damn. So public opinion is what's gonna basically take over his career.
They're gonna call him a gay man. They're gonna call him an old freaky man that took advantage of a minor. Yeah. Even though she's not a minor. Mm-hmm. All that good stuff. Mm-hmm.
Well, that's regular. That's anticipated. I want to know if he's. Oh gosh, when this is all said and okay, I'm trying to just think like
his reputation is ruined. That's what.
There you go. What it boils down to. There you go.
And the sad part
it's like a Bill Cosby effect. Mm-hmm. Like everybody loves you, and then they see you do something, and then now your whole legacy is just trash.
Here's the sad part. Now everybody with common sense can understand he was role playing and he freaky.
Yes.
But what they're gonna do is, because if you notice, they couldn't say that this victim was a minor because she was not. So what they did was use a thing of she was so younger than him.
Young, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So now he got to be a creep, and he got to be a predator. You can't.
Yeah.
He got to be a creep and a predator, and he's doing all this demonic sex that's part of the industry. And you know what? He gay anyway. That's what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I could see that. I could definitely see that. Damn. I was like, damn. I was really hoping that he would just get out of this.
He was better off messing with a 56-year-old woman who worked at McDonald's.
For real. Mm-hmm. For real. But he don't want that.
Celebrity men need to start thinking that. Stop messing with and I don't mean no harm, colorful. But to be honest, stop messing with these young ass, dumb ass Beckys.
I know, because they're the
ones find yourself in a heap of trouble. They just don't learn. And
that's why people are saying they don't care because he knew better. That's
you should know better. At your big age, you should know a lot better to have some young girl get you caught up like that. That's really what it boils down to.
The man from down south.
So are you saying that no, like even after 2 years, there's nothing, no redemption?
What I'm trying to say is, you know what the problem is?
Ask the card. That's a good question.
I'm gonna tell you something that's the problem, right?
Redemption.
I'm about to ask that, but I am going to tell you what the real problem is.
Okay.
I like to call it putting a stain on someone's jacket.
Yeah, I know. It might. It's like icky.
Right. So when you put a stain on someone's jacket, when you initially do it, people back away from them.
Yeah. Makes
right. Sense. True or false? They back away from you.
Yeah.
If you look at Johnny Depp situation, that lady Amber Heard lied on him. But however, when you listen to the whole thing, it sounded like they were both being toxic.
Yeah, very much so.
But she was lying. She was like, and I got stung by a bee. Oh, my dog. You know what I'm talking about. She was overly dramatic and everything.
But you talk about that stain, you're correct. Because before she went on court with him, he would do. He got fired from, you know, Disney. Everybody thought he was a drunk and all that. So that court, when we had all the video, then we're like, wait a minute, that helped him a lot.
But you know what ends up happening? Even if you were vindicated, you know what people say? They're like, I was protecting my brand. They're never really going to apologize. It's all about protecting the brand, protecting the company. So
No, I think this
after
is an
things
apologize.
happen.
Yeah.
Or I think Shannon's gonna make a formal apology, like that whole press conference apology. He has to. It's a
After
part of
this
the package.
happens, will he lose?
You know what I
Will there
don't
be
like?
a redemption arc for Shannon Sharpe? Will there be a redemption arc?
Yeah, but there's too many. I mean, I'm not that freaky, but there's too
What?
many people who judge, and they're just that freaky. It's just that they don't do with the 20-year-old.
That's
But
true. That's very true. That's very
I
true.
like that.
all right,
Okay, so
what the
real
card says?
spill.
Okay.
Courage comes out, right?
Yeah.
So that means that look, Shannon Sharpe has to walk into his truth, right? These are things that now it's part of the journey.
Right.
That's a journey in the back. So it's part of the journey. Now, I've said you gotta spray your tea before somebody else do.
Right.
Now, when you walking in your tea and walking in your truth, it's a little harder for people to do you bad.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna have to be, and this is like a light, right? This, right? It reminds me of like the Ace of Wands, right?
Right.
Wands is more like the male genitalia, right? It's all about masculinity. It's all about action, enterprise, relationships. I feel like he's gonna and it's all about passions and it's all about creativity. I do think that he is going to come up with some other creativity, but however, the way you do that is that you walk in your truth. You don't let, mind you, when I'm talking about masculine, there's an opportunity to control your narrative.
Okay.
Right? So if he can do that,
Yeah, sure.
control your own narrative. Yeah,
Yeah.
that bitch sued me. However, this is what was happening, and don't mince
Yeah.
words about it. This is what was happening. This is why I wanted to settle for 10 mil and this, that, and the third, because I felt embarrassed because y'all rag on me about being this
Yeah.
way and that way. And
Yeah.
whole time I have a problem with that because I care about my image. Now, if he can actually say all those things,
Yeah.
or say it in his own way over time, yeah. Because people already know she's lying, but people is not with him because of the fact that he's an older man trying to chase younger women. And then you are a black man and your preferences white, raggedy, younger women.
Right.
So in a sense, it's a classes, races, but you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of stuff going on with that. But it's how he's spinning and how you put his creative spin to it that he's.
So is it courageous? Okay, so what the card is saying when it's all said and done is that he's just going to have to see this through, walk through the fire, and then if he is able to handle it, I guess the correct way, or
it's how
if
you
he's
handle
able,
it. Yeah.
I hope he watches it because that's great. That means he can. Yeah, that really would take a lot of.
But it's definitely part of the journey
for sure. You know.
But guess what?
And also, is you people saying it's Illuminati? Do you think it's part of that ritual, humiliation ritual?
No, I think it's freaky dinky. That's all.
Let's do true crime for that. Let's see if it's in. I want to see if that comes out though.
Oh yeah.
It could be. It could be.
Oh,
I mean, because humiliation rituals come in all forms. I mean, we got
in all forms. In all forms.
Speaking, we talk about humiliation rituals. Half of that went through that. Half of us went through that in elementary school, being teased. I mean, if we're gonna be honest.
Right. Welcome to the real world.
Oh, your breasting. Oh, you didn't put out the, kids are the most vicious. Kids are more vicious than adults.
Yeah, really.
Very, very much so.
Very vicious. So if you can go through that humiliation ritual in school, but mind you, I feel like the chosen ones went through the humiliation at a younger age. I really do feel like that. I feel like the chosen ones, like people who are meant to be enlightened, I think they went through the most before everybody else.
Okay, I get what you're saying. In regards to enlightenment, okay.
I think they've been bullied
Going deep
in
again.
school, all types of stuff. So let me see something. Let me see. Oh, these are cool. You know, I actually was jealous of my cousin because she had this deck. And that's why I got it. I didn't get it because whatever. I said, I'm going to get this particular deck because my cousin got it. And she got me messed up because I like this deck and she ain't going to let me have it.
She can't have nicer cards than me. She's new.
Oh, yeah. We on that. she bought more cards because I bought cards.
But it's fun now. You have somebody like a family.
Yeah, I finally got somebody, girl. I was alone.
Your religion. I know. I grew up Catholic and all that. I wasn't, family.
Well, to be honest with you, I'm African American Catholic. I grew up Catholic too.
They're worse. Right? Forget it. God forbid.
You know what happened to me? I grew up Catholic and then I stopped going to church for a moment. My great grandma had died when she was like 103, and she ain't looked nothing like 103. Girl, she was she was drinking 40s and smoking Newports.
You gotta live your life, girl. You gotta live your life.
When she had passed away, they were doing during the funeral, you had to do communion, right? And the whole time, when they say this is the body of Christ, you gotta say, I believe. This is the blood of Christ, I believe. Girl, they tried to give me the body of Christ. I forgot what the fuck the term was. And I was like, and I really had a brain spark. And I was like, I don't know what to say. And they denied me the body of Christ, girl. And I said, I knew it. I'm going to hell, girl. I knew it.
And I grew up Catholic too, so it's not. When I started the card, my mother's like, "What the hell are you doing?" But they got used to it after a while.
You said they got you what?
It's a big no, but they got used to it.
Oh, they got used to it. That's cool.
Yeah, I don't do anything strange. I just read cards. That's all.
Man, let me tell you, it's a big no to everybody who don't understand.
Really That's about to say it's a big no period.
But here's the hypocrisy, right? Okay, like I got a prayer book, right? I ordered a prayer book because I want to have my little purse, right? So how do you, as a religious person who frown upon tarot or any type of spiritual work, any type of witchcraft, but then you're going to tell me, if you say these prayers, against spell work, because this spell work, you can manifest this. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? You just told me I was doing this morning. What are we doing?
I know.
You want to use the book of Psalms to bat against somebody. You're doing spells.
Yeah. It's all about how you package it and present it. Honestly, there's so much commonality or so much relatability. It's just however you want to call it.
And in fact, to be more honest, the worst thing that somebody ever did to me. Now, I'm married. One of my in-laws, right? When they found out I was a tarot reader, they were stuck to me like glue like this for a time, right? And I'm
really?
I'm gonna tell you how people use you.
Yeah, because they want information from you every minute.
So basically, she wanted to learn how to
read. That, and then they know you can pray.
She wanted to learn how to read, so I told her, right? So she will be doing readings every day in her car on herself and sitting here, and she will only come around for tarot card stuff, like tarot stuff. Mind you, for me, I just felt like it was a good way to bond. we don't have to.
Yeah.
And I just really wanted to be cool with you.
Yeah, something in common, like in the same music.
Yeah, like just because we have something in common, that don't mean that has to be everything.
Yeah.
Right? But then when that wasn't working for her, and mind you, I would tell her maybe you need to stop asking the same question over and over and over and over
yeah.
and over and over again, right? And then you started mixing stuff, right?
Oh no.
And then I'm telling you about certain stuff about how you shouldn't be alert, right? Because say for instance the devil card. People think the devil card means that it's the devil. No, it
Right.
does not.
Right.
It mean deviant behavior, but it also mean like contracts, marriages,
Right.
big business shit, things like that, right? So, but she took that as in like, oh, I asked the tarot about a Bible verse, and this came out, and this came out, and I believe whatever, right? So I'm like, okay, that's what you believe, fine. But girl, she done switched up because she couldn't do everything I can do with it. So she switched up again because it didn't quite fit with her. So then
Yeah.
she got deeply religious and started hounding me with her religion.
Oh wow.
Basically, she tried to tell me I was going to hell. Right? But no, this how this happened. She told me I gotta really tell you something. I gotta tell you something. I dreamed this. And she was like, I gotta tell you, I gotta meet with you. I'm like, okay, cool. Right. Coming from work, fine. So she already upstairs, mind you, this is my in-laws. She already upstairs in my room. My room, I have my bed, but I also have my room furniture.
Yeah.
So I have my couch and my chairs and stuff in my room. My room is big enough for that, right? So she already on the couch with the laptop and her notes. And I'm like, what's going on, girl? So she gets telling me her notes and the verses that were doing and why I'm so wrong. I said, okay. So basically, I said, so anything out of Christianity and what you believe is wrong. And she adamantly says yes. So I said, well, you have a favorite cousin that's Muslim. Do you tell her that? Then she tells me, no, because that's her beliefs.
Yeah, right.
And then she hit the, I knew you wouldn't understand me. And then she started crying. I'm like, no.
Crying, girl, get out of here.
So then I tried to help her out with the persecution of me. You know, you can't like the match. I'm gonna help you like the match, girl. So I said, well, look, you came here with 4 pieces of paper in your laptop and you really wanted to tell me something. At the end of the day, you cared about me.
Yeah. Because she's telling you, quote unquote, out of love.
But you
No,
know,
I feel like she don't even speak to me no more. She don't call me no more.
What?
no people.
What? Do you see her at family functions?
No, people get.
Well, she's called you at family functions. We could talk and stuff, but we ain't close at all. Like,
oh, okay.
But the whole time, what I got out of that is that you wanted to use me, and then when it didn't do what
it did me when you didn't get the expected outcome that you wanted, now it's a problem.
And see, people don't understand. Tarot is a journey of self-discovery. I be telling people this. It's not. I mean, hey, fuck the celebrity stuff. It really is a self-discovery thing.
Yeah,
it totally is. I remember
And when it's that, it means that nobody. First of all, no one reads the same.
True.
They don't.
That's true. Yeah.
Tarot is about discovering your own intuition, expanding that. It's not just about celebrities. I do that shit because it's fun.
Yeah.
And it really is fun. I work a lot. I work 6 days a week. So when I do this, you know, when I have the time, it's a time. Like that's why I'm here for 3 hours,
Right.
30
Totally.
minutes and 33 minutes and 16 seconds.
Oh
It's
my.
not
Girl.
turning into 4 hours. It was literally 2 hours and 57 minutes when you said you was gonna read the card.
Anybody who's listening, like, I don't know, we started out talking about Andy
We
Stone.
talked about everything, girl. We talked about everything
We
from
talked about all the
Alaska
topics.
down to Australia, girl.
But I'm gonna just say this. That means that I don't have to read like that. But for what it's worth, Shannon Sharpe, did he deserve all of it based on individual thing and how he's been going about stuff? Yeah, that's the universe whipping on him. Fine.
Well, yeah,
But we do have to acknowledge that this bitch is lying.
That what? That she's what?
That she lying.
Oh, that she lying. Okay.
But whole time that's what he get. But Kanye West, it is
He needs therapy. You know what?
He don't need
I know you
internet.
probably
He needs
already asked the card. Has he been diagnosed by a doctor with his schizo, or what is he saying? Autistic?
Kanye West been actually diagnosed and he's just out here not taking lithium.
What did he get diagnosed with? Did he get diagnosed with
No,
ADHD?
here's the thing. I think he did get diagnosed though. I think he did. But the whole time, a lot of people feel like they don't want to take medicine because they're more colorful without medicine. And they kind of feel like they lose themselves. Like I have another family member that ended up going through the psychiatric stuff. And initially they gave my family member so many drugs, right?
Right.
Saying that they had this, that, and the third. And basically when they was taking them, they felt like a shell of themselves. So I understand when people don't want to lose their colorfulness. Like you see what I'm saying? And mind you, it took for my other family members to advocate for them and tell these people that, look, y'all are giving my family member too much.
Yeah.
So it went from taking 5 medications to 1.
5
Mm-hmm.
to 1.
Mm-hmm. As needed.
So what were the other 4 supposed to be doing, child?
They didn't say my family member had bipolar, dissociative, all types of other stuff. But
how are they doing now with the one med that they're on?
Girl, they take that like once a year.
Oh, child. Oh, so they not okay. They not regulated. They doing their own thing.
I hope they are complete. Matter of fact, I don't even think they take. I just say once a year to be funny. I don't even think they.
Okay. Yeah.
I hope.
Go ahead, Colorful. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I hope his kids don't get what he gets, what he had.
Remember I did that live about when Kanye West was talking about Beyonce and Jay-Z's son?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I don't like about that, since we're talking about kids real quick? I don't like how you can sit there and fix your face to talk about a child that may or may not be autistic, and you have a child that admittedly her mother said that she was dyslexic, and basically your child North was running around like she got ADHD and dyslexic. So how can you
talking about Kanye's kids?
Yes. So I kind of feel like, okay, well, you can understand where she coming from about her being dyslexic and she act like she got ADHD. If you're going, you see what I'm saying? She's dyslexic, right?
Who's dyslexic? I'm confused.
Admittedly, North and her mom both admitted that Northwest has dyslexia.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
So you understand what it means for that, right? So that is a mental handicap in a way. If we're going to talk about handicaps, it don't have to be one, but since we want to make mental things handicaps, that could be.
Yeah.
So I feel like if you know that, right? Okay, North said it out her mouth. Y'all wasn't going to tell the world that North said it on the live herself. And that's why people know, right? But my whole thing is with Jay-Z and Beyonce's kids, if she has an autistic son, why y'all making it a conspiracy theory that she doesn't want to bring him out into a NFL crowd of people that's going to overly stimulate him?
Right.
What are we talking about? If he's autistic, why are you trying to say that she's trying to hide him? But in fact, if he was autistic, like y'all said he was, you wouldn't want him to be overstimulated, would you?
Right. He might not like loud noises or anything. Yeah, all kinds of stuff.
So why is you even talking like that? That's what I'm saying. That's how I know he's full of shit. I don't believe shit he said.
So you don't believe he's bipolar?
Matter of fact, I believe he is bipolar. I believe he stopped taking this medication because he feel more colorful without it.
Okay.
I'm just joking.
And while he offers
medication,
I was like,
oh, okay. I was like, oh wait, colorful. Is that why her name is colorful?
But I don't believe anything he's saying when he's off his medication, because why? You're going to talk about truth, but you're going to manipulate it or use it to clout. For clout.
Oh my God. I still don't understand that whole thing.
It's for clout. It's for attention. Yeah. So I cannot look at you sincerely if all you doing is use some truth and blasting it for attention. I don't like that. I don't trust that.
That to me is not good creativity. If you're a really creative person, that's what you can really come up with. Come on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And on that note, I am hoping that Shannon comes up with something good that satisfies the people. They're not going to stop talking. They're not going to stop accusing, but something good and solid and fortified. You know what I mean? Not a whole bunch of.
You gotta own it from top to bottom. You know how you win against something like that. You be like, all right, well, fine. Put out the whole article. Put out the whole report. Not only was I talking about choking you, but you wanted me to choke you too.
Yeah.
Man, fuck that. The minute that I tell you the whole truth, even if I look gay afterwards, okay, I do.
Right, and dispel both things at one time. You know what I mean?
But like, she's so stupid.
Put it all out there.
Hold on, wait. She didn't want the 10 million because she found out he was gonna get 100 mil from this deal.
Okay.
So my whole thing is this, dummy. Why would you put all this public if you trying to get 50 mil? He ain't gonna have 50 mil if he don't get the 100 mil from the deal, right?
Yeah.
True. And I seen somebody, they just did a quick search, whatever, on the internet, and the numbers aren't accurate, they're not current, but they said that Shannon was worth around 30 mil.
So how can you ask for 50 mil?
Right.
Unless you know he about to get that 100 mil deal.
Yeah.
Because you wanted to hurry up and do this and do all this exposing, he ain't gonna get the 100 mil no more. So what are you getting?
I think you've had to, girl. She had to have thought this through. She had to. Wasn't her mother involved somewhere?
No, it was just her in that damn ambulance chasing lawyers.
Oh my God.
I have a headache.
Oh my gosh, girl. All right. Well, on that note, I'm gonna drop down. I've been on here almost 2 hours longer than I needed to.
Get some sleep, girl. I gotta be up. It's 1:47, girl. I gotta be at work at 8. I gotta cut this.
Girl, my phone is on 2%. I'm out of here. Colorful, it was nice meeting you. I hope I see you again over here on Dazzle's channel or somewhere in the YouTube streets. You guys have a good night.
And she got her own channel, so follow her.
Okay, while we're there, Colorful Foresight. Let me go look and see.
Oh boy.
All right, you ladies have a good night.
Listen, we got to collab again. We'll pick a different topic.
Yes, the whole time I
Maybe not-
wanted to read,
maybe
but girl, we
not
got too
3
late.
hours, though.
Mm-hmm.
It was nice talking to you, Dazzle. I had a good time.
I had a good time too, girl. I miss you, girl. I miss you, baby.
I know you haven't been on as much. It's because you're working and lifing.
I'm lifing, girl. I'm lifing. You see this? I used to have my hair done, girl.
No, I believe it. You know, you're dealing with real life. You have to do what you got to do.
Yeah, I got my babies full
I
time.
know.
And I work 6 days a week, girl. I work at least 10 hours a week. So,
wow. Yeah. Yeah.
It'd be like that. But I am going to come back on live.
I don't know how you do it. I mean, I don't have a husband and children. I understand. It's a lot of
girl. I gotta give y'all a story time because the other part is that I was so occupied with the neighbors. Me and the neighbors been painting the town red, girl. We was having fun.
Really?
Yeah, I was having fun. You know, I met a new friend group, girl.
That's good. That's important.
But then it went left, and my husband said, "I can't play no more."
Oh no!
That's what I'm saying. It's another story.
Another neighbor.
Mm-hmm. But it was fun though.
I know. While it lasts.
It was fun. It was drama. It was fun. It was crazy. And then my husband wrote me in.
You live like, you live a very, you have kids and family, you have to work. So you like a little bit of a little bit of excitement with the neighbor.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. But it was too much excitement, I guess.
Yeah, we did too much, girl. We all did too much. But that's why I can't wait to do story times because y'all gonna be like, what? But yeah, that's another day. But thank you so much, Colorful.
Yes. Okay, we'll connect again soon. Take care.
Yes.
Sleep well.
You take care of yourself. Love you. Be well. Be gone.